Star Wars. Baby. Watching at work BC I'm sneaky greater than 3. Go.
Girl.
What? Fuck over, I'm eating bricks, it's easy and healthy to do this.
It's alright to do this.
Bonus BB. I'm old enough to be born now.
Is that good?
recipients. Matu. Excited to learn about famed Jedi Kyle Katarn. Is he still friends with Luke?
Electronic Arts Incorporated. Privacy and cookie policy. Your privacy is important to Electronic Arts. We're off to a good start. And we take our responsibility of caring for it seriously. This policy describes how Electronic Arts Incorporated, EA, processes the personal information we collect about you when you use our products and services, or when you attend live events hosted by or in connection with Electronic Arts, collectively Services or EA Services. In some cases, our subsidiaries may be considered data controllers, either together with EA or by themselves. Table of contents. Information we collect, how we collect your information, how we use your information, who may receive your information, where we hold your information, how we protect your information.
Number 7. Children.
Your choices and controls. Third-party services. Information for California residents. Changes to our policy. Contact us. Right to contact a data protection authority. Number 1. Information we collect. The information we collect... actually, I don't know if I can play this one. There we go. Okay, there we go. The information we collect depends on what services you use and how you use them. Information you give us directly. We collect information that you give us directly, such as when you create an EA account, set up security questions, make purchases, or contact EA help. We collect information that you provide us, such as your EA account information, including your email address, username, real name, country, date of birth, telephone number and password, security questions and answers, information you provide in response to surveys about our services, information you provide when seeking help from us, such as your name, telephone number, and records, including call recordings of the issue you experience, and billing information, such as your name, payment card number, account details, and shipping address. B. Information you provide when playing online. When you play online, we may collect information about your gaming profile, your gameplay, or your use of social features. When you use our social features, any text, audio, visual, and/or other electronic communication information that you disclose may be read, copied, collected, or used by other players, and may become publicly available. Please make sure your privacy settings reflect your preferences. When you play our online games, your in-game profile information, gameplay, and statistics are collected, and some may be visible in-game, as well as visible to players outside the game and other EA services, such as RaceNet. I don't know what RaceNet is. In some of our titles, we may record your gameplay and replay it to other players in-game and/or make it visible to other players outside of the game in other EA services. Leaderboards may also be available to view by other players outside the game in other EA services. In competitive game modes, we may record your gameplay and your controller button inputs, and replay these together with your in-game profile information and game statistics to other players in-game and at live EA or partner events. Other information we collect when you use our services. We may collect other information when you use our services, such as info about your device, hardware and software information, IP address, or browser information.
I love the opening call of Star Wars. So iconic. Thank you for reading this one.
Hey, you're more than welcome. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate it. I suppose now is as good a time as any to address, I do have a tip goal for today. Maybe only slightly a little bit worried about the writing on the wall in regards to Twitch being weird about how you make money on their platform. So hey, any and all support, always greatly appreciated. If you give me money, the stream will be longer. If you don't, that's okay. We may collect other information automatically when you use our services, such as IP address, information about your device, hardware and software, such as your hardware identifiers, mobile device identifiers, like Apple Identifier for Advertising, IDFA, or Android Advertising ID, AAID, platform type, settings and components, EA software and updates you have installed, and the presence of required plugins. Approximate geolocation data derived from IP or device settings. Browser information, including your browser type and the language preference. Referring and exit pages, including pages viewed and other interactions with web content. Details about what services you purchase or obtain, and your use of them. Device event information, including crash reports, request and referral URLs, and system activity details, for instance, whether you encountered an error playing our games, or lost internet access. Oh man, they must have a lot of reports from me about that.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride! Thanks for the I just fucking realized my first stream of Pride Month is me reading a fucking EULA. I don't know how I feel about that now that I think about it. Well, thanks for the resub. And other information, such as your likeness, that you may provide as part of your participation in live events. I get what they mean by that specifically, but the wording of that is so fucking sketchy. If you attend one of our live events, we may steal your face. We may collect data on your face. We may also collect and store information locally on your device, using mechanisms. Like cookies, browser web storage, including HTML5, and application data caches. D. Information provided to us by third parties. We may receive information about you from third parties, such as Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, Google, mobile platforms, or third-party authenticators that you use to sign in to our services. Electronic Arts used a mechanism to steal your face? God damn, you hate to hear it. Not even doing it, like, in person? Not even doing it by hand? I tell ya. Face stealing is really missing that human element these days. Thank you for the resub. 33 months.
I like this number.
That's a pretty good number. Thank you very much. We may receive information about you contained in third-party user accounts when you use EA Online services. Hey, thank you for the tip.
Happy Pride Month. Here's a YOLO extremely on brand.
It's a little on brand, I gotta admit. Thank you, I appreciate it. I wondered, when I specifically said this was a stream about this video game, how many people looked at that and thought to themselves, oh, she's gonna read a fucking EULA. I imagine quite a few at least kind of cottoned onto it. On or through third-party gaming platforms, such as those listed below. This information is provided to EA as part of establishing or linking an EA account, which is necessary to access EA's online services. Your use of EA Online services through these third parties indicates your agreement for the transfer of this information. Examples of information we receive are provided below. We never receive your credit card number or other financial information from these third parties as part of establishing or linking an EA account. But they do say, they do get, like, something about, like, financial information. Yeah, billing information, payment card number, if you give it to them directly. But Xbox isn't gonna give you, or give them your credit card number or whatever. PlayStation 3 system, PlayStation 4 system, and PlayStation 5 console. These ones are systems, this one's a console. Makes you think. Sony provides information from your account for PlayStation Network, such as your online ID, email address, country, language, friend list, date of birth, and certain preferences. They'll know what you like on your pizza and they'll know if you're gay or not. Xbox Network. Microsoft provides information such as your gamer tag, email address, country, language, friend list, date of birth, and certain preferences. Wii, Wii U, and Nintendo Switch. Nintendo provides, as applicable to the device you have, information such as your Mii character? They'll know my damn Mii? Nickname, Nintendo Network ID, Nintendo account, email address, country, language, friend list, date of birth, and certain preferences. Social gaming platforms. When you use third-party social gaming platforms such as Discord or Twitch and link your EA account, we may receive information associated with your account on those platforms. Please review the notices presented to you when linking your account for details on the information EA receives. Mobile platforms. If you play or purchase our games on your mobile device or tablet, we receive information about you from the app stores and other mobile platform providers. This information may include your username or device ID, and the fact that you made a purchase as applicable, but does not include any financial information. Again, we must stress, Apple is not giving us your credit card. We're still getting the money, but we're not getting your credit card. Also, thank you for the tip. Where the fuck was I? There we are. Some of our mobile platforms may send information to us that you authorize them to provide. Our mobile games also may request additional personal information from you, such as push notification tokens, or that's $100, okay. Well, we'll get to that once we're done with Jedi Survivor, but thank you for the tip. It is very much appreciated. Who's that from? It's a little hard to see. Thank you, Frums, for the $120. Much appreciated. That's exceedingly generous of you. Yo, fucking... Speaking of Frums, it was fucking wild watching GDQ, one of the rhythm game segments, and they just straight up name-dropped them, like, live on stage, and I was just sitting there being like...
Wait a second, I know them, I heard of them. I know them, they're cool, they make music that's cool and they like my streams. Oh, fuck. Man, fucking speaking of cool people I know who got shouted out on GDQ, fucking Twilight made that monkey ball ROM hack that got on stage. That was cool as hell as well. Cool people I know keep getting involved with this, and that's awesome. I don't know if I should try reading over this damn audio, but... GDQ 2 when? This was already the second GDQ of the year. You gotta wait for GDQ 1 next year. Also, thank you, Kelly Cubes, for the raid. Where was I? Some of our mobile platforms may send information to us that you authorize them to provide. Our mobile games also may request additional personal information from you, such as push notification tokens or contact list. However,
Dark Forces.
We will collect this information only if you provide us with permission. Thank you once again, Frums, for the very generous tip. I appreciate it. Once again, I will, bring notice to the very obvious on stream. At $200, we will read the twitch.tv terms of service, which did literally get updated today. Also, once again, thank you, Kelly Cubes, for the raid. We're reading some fucking EULAs today. Welcome to the fucking stream. Other third parties. We may receive information from other third parties, like Facebook or Apple Game Center, when you use these services with our games. We may also receive information about you when other players choose to share their contact lists with us, or from publicly available websites. E. Legal basis for processing. Depending on where you reside, we may rely on different legal bases to process your information. I should have said E like they say in fucking EA Sports.
E. It's in the EULA. It's in the contract.
Our legal basis for processing your personal information varies depending on the type of info we collect, the context in which we collect it, as well as on your country of residence, as indicated when you're setting up your EA account, or when not signed into an EA account, your location as determined by your IP address and or your device registration country. Huh. Hey, thanks for the tip.
Happy Pride. Love to have my privacy chewed up by dogs.
Yippee! Thank you for the tip, I appreciate it. If you are a resident of the European Economic Area,
EEA,
or of a jurisdiction where similar legal requirements may apply, such as Brazil, Switzerland, and the United Kingdom, the UK being mentioned separately from Europe. I don't know specifically what the EEA is, so I don't know what UK's involvement in it is, but me knowing literally nothing, I'm sitting here, I'm taking a whiff, and I'm thinking this whole thing smacks of Brexit, doesn't it? We rely on a number of legal bases to process information about you. We will process information about you where we have your consent, where we have a legitimate interest to do so.
What do you mean by legitimate?
Oh, fuck.
Thank you, Mephio TV, for the resub. Where the processing is necessary for the performance of a contract with you, and or where we have a legal obligation to process your information. For example, we typically rely on consent when placing cookies on your device on the web, through our cookie consent manager, to send you email marketing, or to deliver third-party targeted advertising to you on our services. Our legitimate interests to process your information when providing you with customer service support, to serve targeted EA marketing of our services, or for fraud prevention and security purposes. And on contractual necessity to process information when you create an EA account, or otherwise use our services to enable us to provide you with our services. If you are a resident in a territory where our legitimate interests mentioned above are not recognized as a lawful basis under applicable law, we will identify and use other appropriate lawful bases to process your personal information, such as contractual necessity or your consent. Hey, so this is the soundtrack for Star Wars Rogue Squadron on the N64. Fucking love this game's soundtrack. This track sounds like Bizarro Kingdom Hearts. And I don't know what it is about it. Less so when the N64 MIDI trumpets hit, but like, other than that... Like this bit specifically does. I think this is literally just like a damn melody they use in, Star Wars.
Exclamation mark locked out of VA account. Help, help, help.
Help, 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 help! Thank you for the tip. I appreciate it. We will, eventually tonight, get to the twitch.tv terms of service. And if not tonight, because, again, possible risk of, oh god, the smog is murdering my fucking lungs, then soon. But, hopefully tonight. Hang on. The 2023 System Shock has an amazing user manual which is made as an employee handbook. Nice. I like it when games actually make manuals. I have been interested in playing System Shock, though. So, like, I mean, I was already aware of it and thinking about wanting to play it, but... You tell me they got a damn EULA or a damn instruction book, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, I kind of want to play it now. What's wrong with me? Nothing. I'm a genius. Number 2. How we collect your information. We use various technologies to deliver and measure the effectiveness of our services. To serve advertisements and to enhance your player experience. These technologies include cookies and similar technologies, as well as analytics, advertising, anti-cheat, and anti-fraud technologies. Played Tunic last month and loved the manual. See, here's the thing about Tunic. Tunic is one of those games where you're meant to go in knowing as little as possible, and games like that can be fun. I only knew about Tunic at first, like, oh yeah, it's like a cute, isometric, kind of Zelda-looking game where its influences on its shoulders from the looks of it. That's neat. And then I had some friends that played it and told me, like, oh man, Holly, you would really, really enjoy Tunic. It's got a really cool, like, in-game, instruction manual. And I was like, oh, huh, yeah, that's cute, that's fun. And they were like, no, you don't understand. Engaging with the instruction manual is a major mechanic of the video game. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, like, what does that mean? That's fucking awesome. So I do really want to play it. Don't tell me more, because it's one of those video games, but the little bits I have heard, and also the fact that it's apparently very puzzle-focused, does have me interested. Anyways, we're gonna go back to our bad manual now. A. Cookies and similar technologies. Cookies are small text files stored in your internet browser. We and our third-party partners use cookies and similar tracking technologies to help us understand things like what web pages, features, or ads you view, and what games you play. This information helps us keep track of your shopping cart, measure the effectiveness of our advertising.
I can tell you now, the effectiveness is 0, baby!
Make sure you don't see the same ad repeatedly.
Also not working!
And otherwise enhance your experience. Please refer to Section 8, Your Choices and Controls, for information on how to manage your cookie preferences. Might like TRS-80, it requires you to print out a 60-page instruction. Why does that sound familiar? I'm literally putting the stream on hold to fucking Google TRS-80. Are you thinking of, like, the TRS-80 computer, or are you thinking of TIS-100, which is like a Zachtronics game? So I know about TIS-100. That game does seem like my shit. But also, I'm a little bit intimidated by Zachtronics games. That said, probably will, at some point, dive into a bunch of them, just because, like, I literally have bought a bunch already, because, like, they seem like shit I would be into. In the same way that I bought myself, like, Baba, and was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna beat this video game, but I love it. Anyways, where was I? I was laughing about fucking cookies. We may use tracking pixels or clear GIFs to collect information about your use of our services. And I'm sorry, I'm just stuck here thinking about, what the fuck is a clear GIF? That's new to me. I'm gonna have to look into that later. Huh. The way I say Baba is so soothing. It's Baba. What's soothing about it? It's just Baba. That's just the name. GIF codec is full of bullshit. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I see what this means, basically. Just like, here's a single pixel, and then we have a bunch of metadata in it that lets us, like, collect information or whatever. Huh. To collect information about your use of our services and your response to our marketing emails. We use internet log files, which contain technical data such as your IP address, to monitor traffic on our services, troubleshoot technical problems, detect and prevent
Fraud!
and enforce our user agreement. We also use analytics, advertising, anti-cheat, and anti-fraud technologies in our services.
These technologies may utilize the same cookies or similar mechanisms, as further described below. B. Analytics technology. I don't like, but like in a sick, I hate this way, I do like, yeah, here's our terms of services. We use these things, that we talk about in the terms of services because it necessitates and then excuses the existence of the terms of services. Like it's some like Ouroboros of the TOS exists because the TOS must support the TOS, and thus we have the TOS. Analytics technologies. We use internal and third-party analytics technologies to collect information about how you use our services, your computer or device, and the health of our services? Bad news, everyone. The Electronic Arts privacy policy, it got gangrene. We're all gonna have to say goodbye to it tomorrow. For instance, we may collect and store data from your computer or device when you use our services. This information includes technical and related information about your computer, device, and operating and/or network systems, such as IP address and device identifiers, information about your engagement with certain features, gameplay and usage statistics, as well as system interactions and peripheral hardware. If you play a game offline without connecting to the internet, the data will be stored on your device and transmitted to us when your device connects to the internet. If you participate in online services, we may also collect, use, store, transmit, and publicly display your personal and/or statistical data regarding your gameplay, including scores, rankings, and accomplishments, or identify content that is created and shared by you with other players. If you're sitting here thinking, well, at least no one will know that I died 30 times on this one easy jump in, I don't know, Super Star Wars Suckers or whatever, bad news! EA Data Analyst number 4 is going to know. He's gonna see it. Third-party analytics technologies integrated into our services may, including software development kit and application program interface integrations, combine the information they collect in connection with your use of EA services, with information they have independently collected over time and/or across different platforms. Many of these companies collect and use information pursuant to their own privacy policies. You want to read more? I'm not going to read those, but it is unfortunately commonplace to see, oh yeah, and also, by the way, if you agree to our terms of services, you're inherently agreeing to the terms of services of all these other things that we use. Bye! A list of third-party analytics companies that operate in our services, as well as how to opt out to the extent applicable. Keywords to the extent applicable. Can be found at privacyappendix.ea.com. Bad news, everyone. The health of the EA privacy policy is in shambles. Their privacy appendix burst yesterday. They had to go to the emergency room. They don't have much time left, so please watch as many ads for Jedi Survivor as you can before it's too late. C. Ad-serving tech... Wow, I didn't even fucking read what the next section was. Fuck off. Ad-serving technologies. I need to take a damn drink. Hang on a sec. Some of our services employ ad-serving technologies that use cookies, clear GIFs, web beacons, tracking pixels, SDK, API, and other similar technologies to deliver offers and advertising to you within EA services as well as on third-party platforms and sites, and to measure the performance of our advertising campaigns. Wonder how good those are going for you. Some of these technologies can sync or connect behavior across different websites, mobile apps, and devices to tailor offers and advertising to your interests.
For instance,
you may be presented with an offer for a game we think you might enjoy. Or, if you express interest in a game, you may receive an advertisement later for that game or similar services on EA or third-party sites. Other in-game advertising technologies enable offers to be temporarily uploaded to your game. To your game? Don't like that. Web browser or mobile device and later replaced while you're online. These technologies collect and use information so we can serve appropriate offers and advertising to you, to measure effectiveness and distribution of these offers and advertising, and to understand how users interact with our services. In addition to identifiers and certain information listed in Section 1C, this information may include advertisements served and the location of the ad, length of time the advertisement was visible, domain type, IP addresses, size of the advertisement.
This is the Canonical Journal of the Wills.
Thank you for the tip. Your interaction,
If any.
the if any, is doing so much hard work here. The if any is the power lifter of this bullet point. And advertisement response. Third-party advertising companies may combine the information collected in the context of delivering an offer to you via our services with other information they have independently collected over time and or across different websites. They might. Who's to say? Many of these companies collect and use information pursuant to their own privacy policies, etc., etc. The appendix has exploded once again. To learn more about some of these ad networks' practices, or to opt out of third-party targeted advertising, you can also visit networkadvertising.org, aboutads.info/choices, youradchoices.ca, or youronlinechoices.eu. Note that opting out does not mean you won't see ads. It means that the advertising you see may not be as relevant to you. Anti-cheat and fraud protection technologies. We strive to provide a safe and fair gaming environment for all players. When you use our services, we or third parties may use cookies and similar technologies and collect data about your machine or device to create a machine fingerprint or hash of your machine components
For fraud protection.
security, and authentication purposes. We may also monitor publicly available information, third-party sites, and or use anti-cheat technology within our services.
I've been toast and turned this afternoon.
Awesome! Thank you for the resub, I appreciate it. Including automated anti-fraud and abuse algorithms. If you believe your access to our game and or services was blocked by this technology in error, please contact us through EA Help.
Number 3. How we use your information.
We use your information to operate our services, to improve your gaming experience. There's a naive part of me that wants to believe, yeah, you're collecting system information so that you can understand what kinds of machines are running your game so that you can optimize them better for that, right? Knowing damn well that's not true. But in a perfect world, that would be the only use for it, or one of the only uses for it. It's not much of the use in here, but it's nice to dream. To provide you customer support. To serve and measure the effectiveness of advertising. And to personalize our communications with you. They need to know whether they should call you a bitch or a whore. They don't want to be uncouth about it. They gotta know which one you prefer. We use your personal information, both individually and combined together, in the following ways. To operate our business and to enhance and personalize your game experience, including to operate, analyze, improve, and develop our games and services. I thought that said Undertale for a second. No. Undertake research and analysis to develop and demonstrate our technology, and to better understand our players. Hey, thank you for the tip.
In a perfect world, documents like me wouldn't exist.
But this is not a perfect world.
Thank you for the tip. Populate online leaderboards and enable online matchmaking. I do actually want to backpedal back to this. Undertake research and analysis to develop and demonstrate our technology. We're using the data harvesting in our privacy policy in order to better understand and demonstrate the privacy policy.
Once again, the serpent coils around itself and eats its own tail. The end was never the end, the start was never the start. A perfect circle forever. The privacy policy. And to better understand our players, smile. I read this one. Provide replays to you and other players via spectator modes. Okay, fair. Help you find your friends or tell your friends about an EA game or service. I don't like the wording of that one. Facilitate sharing on social networks. Okay, fair. Automated posting to like Twitter or whatever. Manage and serve advertising in-game and on third-party platforms. Don't like that one. Measure the effectiveness and distribution of advertising, including understanding who engages with our service and how they interact with our services.
Which one of you fuckers is clicking our ads? We gotta know! Why is it none of you?
Detect.
Security incidents.
Protect against malicious, deceptive,
Fraudulent.
or illegal activity, and prosecute those responsible for that activity. Set up and maintain accounts for which you register. Okay, fair, I suppose. You need to keep the info of the account to have the account exist. Provide game experience that you may like, including personalizing your game experience. The EA privacy policy promises you that every copy of Battlefront is personalized. Set up and facilitate loyalty programs. Facilitate your gameplay on multiple devices and/or platforms as applicable. Okay, fair. Identify, fix, and troubleshoot bugs or functionality errors. Again, fair. Provide software updates. Fair. Authenticate and activate your games and save gameplay data, including progress. I don't know if this means cloud saves or if this means DRM. Facilitate competitions and contests. Perform audits, transactions, and other compliance activities. Adhere to your preferences and to deliver content. Help keep our services safe and fair. Resolve disputes, investigate and help curb fraud and illegal behavior. Comply with the law. And to enforce our agreements and policies. And other purposes you consent to, are notified of, or are otherwise disclosed to you when you provide personal information. The final end being all the other shit that happens. You're reading it, right? You know we're telling you about it, right? You read it all, right? We gave you the pop-up so you can't say you didn't see it. To provide you support, including to help identify and troubleshoot problems with your account or services, facilitate surveys or questionnaires, communicate with you and respond to your specific requests or questions, and manage and send you confirmations and important information about your account, services, purchases, subscriptions, and warranties. To personalize your communications with you, including to provide you with relevant EA content, recommendations, informations, or offers, and provide you with service updates.
Retention.
We retain the information we collect for as long as necessary to provide our services, and we may retain that information beyond that period, if necessary, for legal, operational, or other legitimate reasons. Where possible, we may also de-identify, anonymize, or aggregate the information we collect, or collect it in a way that does not directly identify you. We may use and share such information as necessary for our business purposes, and as permitted by applicable law. We might make it so there's not a name or an address or anything on the data we harvest. We're still gonna use it. We might do it. Won't tell you how or why. We might, if it's possible, maybe. Number 4. Who may receive your information? The legal wording of may here, like, if anyone here knows more about, like, legalese than me, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, I'm almost certain this means who we're definitely providing your information to. Like, it's not a this might happen, it's a this is happening, but legally we can't say that kind of thing. Just in case, like, there's an interruption of service or we don't, partner with them anymore. Kind of thing.
We may disclose your personal information to the categories of recipients we describe in this section, such as to provide our services and to deliver advertisements. Service providers. Vendors and other service providers that help us operate our businesses and provide you with services may receive your personal information. We require that any service provider processing your personal information only do so on our behalf and for purposes consistent with this policy, such as the purposes described in Section 3. Please read above if you want to reread it. Business partners. We may provide personal information to business partners with whom we jointly offer services. Yo, they got joints here? Never mind, maybe this TOS is great. These partners include the companies that provide the platform on which you play our games, such as Sony, PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 console, Microsoft,
Xbox,
or others. Affiliates and subsidiaries. We may disclose personal information to other companies in which we have an ownership interest as necessary, for the purposes outlined in this policy.
Advertising partners.
Have I ever played Star Wars on weed? No, but it's literally just because I don't do drugs. If I did, I think of all of the things to experience while sconed out of my mind, Star Wars would be a pretty fucking funny one. When does the streamer do the Yoda bong rip? Well, as we'll get to later, once we reach the twitch.tv terms of service, if I did that, I would literally lose my account. Thank you, Missing Texture, for the resub. Also, you heard that as sconed, because I did say sconed. I think I picked that up from fucking, was it a Kyle Mooney? I think Kyle Mooney is the one who did all the videos of, like, dude that keeps talking about weed and has very clearly never even seen weed in his entire life. Very smoky 420 Thanksgiving. That video is a fucking classic. I love that video. Next time I do a fucking let's just watch videos night for the community, I'm gonna put that one on. I think about Buffy stuffies all the time and perp skirp.
It'll get you bazed.
Where the fuck was I? I don't want to read about advertising partners, but I gotta. Through our services, we may allow third-party advertising partners to use technologies and/or tracking tools and other tracking tools to collect information regarding your use of EA's services and your device, such as your IP address, mobile identifiers, pages visited, location, browser information, time of day. We may also share information relating to your device and your use of our services with third-party advertising partners, so they may deliver targeted advertisements to you when you visit third-party services and websites within their networks. This practice is commonly referred to as
interest-based advertising, online behavioral advertising,
or
targeted advertising.
Please refer to Section 2C for more detail regarding online advertising, as well as Section 8, later below, regarding your relevant choices and controls. Disclosure to protect us or others! Oh, we're in for it now, huh? We may access, preserve, and disclose any information we store associated with you to external parties if we, in good faith, believe doing so is required or appropriate to comply with the law enforcement or other national security requests and legal process, such as a court order or subpoena, protect your, our, others' rights, property, or safety. I feel like the emphasis here is definitely on our here. Enforce our policies or contracts, collect amounts owed to us, or assist with an investigation or prosecution of suspected or actual illegal activity. In particular, if we receive a report that you have violated our policies, like our positive play charter, isn't that literally just like, be nice, treat us with respect, don't cheat, don't say slurs, don't break the law, I guess, question mark. What was this stream supposed to be about? It can't have been this. What do you fucking mean? This is like the 12th time I've done a very special stream where I just read a fucking EULA. What do you mean? What are you talking about? This is on brand. I'm literally constantly doing this. If you're sitting here and thinking, there is no way she would ever do a stream where she sits down and just reads the privacy policy from Electronic Arts, you better have a big goddamn bowl of cereal and you better be ready to spit that shit out in front of you. If we receive a report that you have violated our policies, like our positive play charter, we may disclose that report and other relevant information to the platform on which you play our games. Depending on the severity, if you're bad in our games, we might call the cops.
Disclosure: in the event of merger, sale, or other asset transfer.
In the event of reorganization, divestiture, merger, sale, or bankruptcy, we may transfer all information we collect to the relevant third party, and will obtain your consent to do so, if required by law or contract. Third-party plugins. When third-party technologies or social tools are integrated into our services, those third parties may collect information about your use of our services. An example is the Facebook like button. In certain instances, such as on our websites, our services incorporate YouTube videos. This integration is subject to the YouTube terms of service, and may result in the collection of your personal information by Google, according to the Google privacy policy. Man, maybe I should fucking read that someday. If you have authorized us to receive your YouTube or other Google information, such as through logging into our services through your Google account, you may manage your authorization, including revocation, through the Google security settings. You may also have other rights with respect to your personal information that we have collected, as described in Section 8. Cross-platform sharing. Some of our games allow you to connect and play with friends and members of the game's community, regardless of what platform they play on. For example, someone on an Xbox could join a match with a player who is using a PlayStation 4 system or PlayStation 5 console. In 2023, whom uses Facebook? You would be surprised. You would honestly be surprised, I think. There are, in fact, quite a lot of people still using Facebook. In the same way that there are quite a lot of people using basically any known online platform. Where was I here? We call this ability to match players across platforms
Cross-play.
when
Cross-play.
is enabled and you play with someone on another platform. That other platform may receive your platform's ID, such as Xbox Gamertag or online ID of your account for PlayStation Network, along with other information necessary to enable
Cross-play.
In addition, we may provide information regarding your use of
Cross-play.
features to the platform on which you play our games. You can change your
Cross-play.
preferences by visiting the game or your platform's settings menu. Some of our games may also allow you to continue progress on a game between platforms, as well as enable the ability for your purchases on one platform to be available on another. We will share your information with platforms to the extent necessary to enable those features. Other platforms receiving your information may include Sony, PlayStation 4 system or PlayStation 5 console, Microsoft,
Xbox.
Nintendo, Nintendo Switch, Valve, Steam, Epic, and additional platforms as they become available for these features. I'm so fucking sorry to Epic Games or Epic whatever you call yourselves nowadays. The fact that your name is just fucking Epic, I'm always going to laugh about it. And there's nothing you can do about it other than change your entire brand for my sake, I suppose. Your information received by these platforms may be subject to their respective privacy notices.
Whoa, epic.
Whoa, epic.
Thank you for the resub, appreciate it.
With your consent.
We may disclose your information to other recipients with your express consent, unless otherwise described above. For example, you may agree to us sharing your information with a certain company or organization to hear about their products, services, or promotions, or if you tell us you want to link your EA account with another company's services. These recipients will process the information you agree to share according to their respective privacy notices.
Number 5. where we hold your information.
If I keep reading like that, I'm gonna hurt my fucking throat. We store and process your information in the United States and other countries where we operate. When we do this, we utilize technical, physical, and administrative safeguards to meet data transfer requirements set by various privacy laws, such as the European General Data Protection Regulation, EGDPR. When you access EA services, including when available on third-party platforms, your personal information is generally collected by EA and processed in the United States. Holly, you have to be really careful when shifting into
Counselor Ronnie mode. Why, what's wrong? Counselor Ronnie reporting for duty. Drugs are really bad. Don't do it. Don't do it. I knew a guy who read the Electronic Arts privacy policy. Wild gay.
Okay, where was I? Right, United States, United States, United States. Personal information we collect may be subsequently stored and processed for the purposes set out in this privacy and cookie policy. I want to eat a fucking cookie now. In the United States or any other country in which EA, its subsidiaries, or third-party agents operate. By consenting to the transfer of your personal data outside of your country of residence, you acknowledge that your personal information may be transferred to recipients in the United States and other countries that may not offer the same levels of privacy protection as the laws in your country of residence or citizenship. EA's privacy practices comply with the APEC, Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Cross-Border Privacy Rules, CBPR system. The APEC CBPR system provides a framework for organizations to ensure protection of personal information transferred among participating APEC economies. This is a fucking Kingdom Hearts-ass track. More information about the APEC framework is available on this page. Electronic Arts Incorporated holds certification under the EU-US and the Swiss-US Privacy Shield, which are available at privacyshield.gov. When Electronic Arts Inc. transfers information from the European Economic Area, or EEA, and Switzerland to other affiliates, agents, or service providers that are outside the EEA and Switzerland, it will do so in compliance with the Accountability for Onward Transfer principle of the Privacy Shield. To learn more, visit our Privacy Shield disclosures. In line with the July 16, 2020 decision of the Court of Justice of the European Union in relation to the EU-US Privacy Shield, this is the triumphant theme of the July 16, 2020 court decision. As well as guidance from the European Data Protection Board, the UK Information Commissioner's Office, and other relevant regulators, EA may also rely on EU standard contractual clauses, the UK International Data Transfer Agreement, and other safeguards to ensure transfers outside of the EEA, United Kingdom, Switzerland, and other countries where needed. EA continues to assess the legal regime of the countries to which data is being transferred and, as necessary, updates measures to ensure that we provide adequate levels of protection. It's time for a break. It is time for a break. So, I gotta stretch my damn legs and see if I can find a damn cookie. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. You get up and have a stretch yourself. After all this reading we just done and did, I doubt you wanted to sit here and look at advertisements, and that's all it's going to be running for the next couple of minutes. See you real soon. Hey, I'm back. I couldn't find any cookies. But she just said butt, get her ass. She just said ass, get her! Kill her! Stop her! I did find a brownie. I did eat a brownie, and it was good. 8 awesome homemade burgers? Let's fucking go. Man, I kind of want a burger now. I'm pretty sure I've had a burger recently, but I do still want a burger sometime soon. Alright, well, we ought to get right back to it. What is my preferred burger? Quite frankly, any burger that is in front of me. I just like a damn burger. For years and years, I was really into just like chicken burgers specifically. And then for a while after that, I was just like, okay, well now I really only specifically want like fucking beef smash burgers. Lately when I find myself craving a burger, I either specifically want like a fucking bean burger, but it has to be a good bean burger. I'm getting on a fucking tangent, so let's play the tangent music. When I went to go visit my partner, there was one day where we had like a potluck basically with a bunch of friends, and I was like, I want to just cook a bunch of fucking bean burgers for people, because like we got vegetarians and we got people with food allergies, so I was like, here's something I can make that everyone can eat. And so I wanted to make that. And there was like a little, basically like a fucking university campus cafe at like a place we stopped by at one point, and I was like, oh shit, they have a bean burger on the menu. I should try it. And I sat there and I was eating it, and I was like, you know, the texture of this is pretty good, but the shit I make is better. So I left that lunch vindicated, knowing goddamn well the shit that I was gonna make in a couple of days was gonna be so much better. They had a nice, pretty firm texture on theirs, but I have no idea what the binding agent they used was, and also it was like, the taste was primarily salt, and like, very, very fucking salty. Like, you know how sometimes people from other countries will make jokes about American food being, very high in fat and very high in salt? This bean burger was that joke. Basically. It wasn't particularly good. It was fine. I didn't not like it, I didn't regret getting it. Well, I a little bit regretted getting it, because they also had, like, other fucking burgers at this place, and I could have gotten one of those, but, point being, lately I find myself craving a black bean burger when it's actually fucking good, or, there's like a little fucking greasy spoon not far from where I live that does, like, a really, really fucking good double cheeseburger. Oh, fuck. I eat that shit and I'm, like, I'm put to sleep, but it's good. I only let myself eat something like that, like, every month or two, at most. It's good, though. Anyways, we're not here to talk about delicious burgers. We're here to talk about the privacy policy. How we protect your information. We use a range of security measures to secure and protect your information. I am really getting a kick out of how fucking small this section is compared to every other section. How do we protect your information? We do. We do it. It's safe. Security of your information is a priority at EA. And we take a range of technical and organizational measures to help protect it, including encryption of sensitive information. Don't worry, guys, we've got encryption, and we've got...
Even so, please be aware that no security measure is perfect. Thus, we cannot guarantee the security of your information at all times.
I know it's there, specifically for legal reasons, to cover their bases, to cover their assholes. It doesn't inspire confidence, though. How we protect your information. Dude, just trust me. Although... Thank you for the 30-month resub, much appreciated. You should always be diligent when it comes to the protection of your personal information. Learn more about EA security. Don't think I will tonight. They can't share much about how it's protected because that makes it easier for people to break in. Right, yeah, like, I get why it's like this. I get what they're doing. I understand it from a purely analytical, legal perspective. But... it's so fucking funny. That's why I like reading these. Legal bullshit is funny. Fun fact, EA had a real big security breach about 2 years ago. Do you know when this privacy policy was last updated? Oh, it doesn't say. It doesn't fucking say. I'm pretty sure it was last updated like 2 years ago. But it doesn't say on here. I don't think. Unless it says at the bottom. Oh, never mind! Updated this fucking year! Good news, everyone! We are on the most recent privacy policy meta. We are using current patch TOS strats. Never before seen until now.
Number 7! Children! We strive to provide age-appropriate experiences for children!
Depending on the age of the child accessing our online services, parents or guardians may need to provide permission to enable their child to access certain online features of our services. I was about to make a joke, like, no, not guardians, you don't own Bungie anymore. I don't think EA ever owned Bungie, I'm thinking of Activision. Does EA own Activision? Am I getting the wires crossed? I think I'm getting the wires crossed. They occupy the same space in my brain, is my defense. And also, the state of the fucking video game industry. Who goddamn knows who's acquiring who at this point? Diagonal Runabout, I kind of want to read that in the Zavala voice, but I would feel really fucking... I don't know. I would feel like shit doing it after Lance Reddick passed, I guess. I do like imagining Zavala saying that, though. Alright. Although the majority of EA services are intended for adults, EA recognizes the importance of protecting the privacy of children. Thank you for the tip!
I love reading. Love it when Terry's words on a screen.
I also love reading. Thank you for the tip, I appreciate it. Who may access our services online. Hey, thank you for the 2-month resub. Let me get this fucking music going again.
I don't remember this part of Dracula, but
I have
it's
other
really
soundtracks,
brilliant.
but I'll just stick to Rogue Squadron for this section for now. Man, this is just having the effect of making me want to play Rogue Squadron. Which is a problem because I don't have any sort of setup to capture an N64, even just like on a TV, let alone streaming it. Thank you, Professor Sean, for the 2 months. Much appreciated. This is... not Dracula, but one could argue written by Dracula in that it's draconian. Excuse me. It is, as I mentioned, a little smoky here today, so if I have to cut this into a part 2 and part 3 stream, I apologize in advance. But if that's what I gotta do, it's what I gotta do. We're reading this goddamn EULA, and the ones you guys paid for. We strive to ensure that children who access our services receive age-appropriate experiences by employing data minimization, privacy by design, and default practices. That's cool, I suppose. Why don't you do that with everyone, though? We consider the best interests of children when determining the age-appropriate experience they receive, and take into account the developmental maturity of children of different ages. Yeah? Do you? Are you sure? When children reach the age of majority in their country or territory, they may receive the adult experience.
Alright, you're old enough! Hit him with the advertisements, boys!
When players identify themselves as being children under the minimum age of digital consent guidelines set by the law of individual countries or territories, we will... 1. Obtain consent from parents for the use of their children's personal information, when required by applicable law. For example, we will allow parents to create a child EA account on certain services, and without parental consent, EA will collect and use certain children's personal information. Oh, and with parental consent, sorry. Horrible misreading there. Almost got really scared. Still a little scared, but for different reasons. And with parental consent, EA will collect and use certain children's personal information to manage a child EA account. 2. Disable features in certain services that could allow a child to share information that directly identifies them. Unless a parent... No, I can't play this one. This is just the Star Wars theme, even if it is a MIDI. Apparently just fucking MIDIs of things are getting caught for, like, copyright detection things now, which makes me sad. Where was I? Unless a parent has provided relevant consent to us or the third-party platform on which their child is playing. For example, we will respect third-party console parental controls as they apply to game features that could allow a child to provide personal information in online or multiplayer games, such as through chat or user-generated content. 3. Collect and use certain information for limited purposes only. For example, we may send local in-app notifications which do not rely on collecting personal information. Also, persistent device identifiers like IP address or advertising device identifier may be collected to support our internal operations, such as delivering the services, maintaining or analyzing the functionality of the service, serving contextual ads or frequency capping. We're still gonna show your kid advertisements. Maybe we'll just show them less, and we'll make them about puppies or something. You won't get ads about Super Blood and Gore 4, but maybe you'll get ads about the new Fortnite skin. Protecting the security or integrity of the user of service, or legal or regulatory compliance.
4.
Not condition a child's participation in an activity, such as gaming contests, on the disclosure of more personal information than is reasonably necessary to participate in the activity. With certain service-related activities, we may not permit children to participate at all, even if we have consent. Something about that voice felt very Joker.
Oh, I can give you a fucking Joker voice. And 5. Offer parental controls and choices. If you are a parent or guardian and wish to revoke your previously provided consent, review information collected from your child, or have that information deleted, please contact us via the options in Section 12. If we become aware that a child has provided us with personal information without parental consent, we will delete any personal information we have collected, unless we have a legal obligation to keep it, and terminate the child's account and or revert them to the age-appropriate experience as applicable.
If we make material changes to how we collect, use, share, or otherwise process your child's personal information, we will notify parents as required by applicable law. We will terminate the child or revert them to the age-appropriate experience.
Oh shit. Oh shit, the child is trying to get fucking Fortnite keys or whatever. Quick, turn them into a baby! Destroy them!
We encourage you to talk with your children about communicating with strangers and the risks of disclosing personal information online. You and your child should review the privacy settings applicable to their use of our services, a summary of which is available here.
Number 8.
Your choices and controls. We provide you with choices and control about our use of your information, including your ability to exercise your data privacy rights. We give you meaningful choices when it comes to our collection and use of your information. For example, if you no longer want to receive marketing emails, you may click the unsubscribe button included in the footer of any marketing email we send. Meaningful choices! Exercising your data privacy rights. You can learn how to exercise any of your privacy rights by visiting our My Privacy Rights portal. We care about your privacy, and we care about your right to exercise your privacy. You can unsubscribe from a newsletter. I haven't laughed that loud or that hard about fucking anything in a long goddamn time.
Verification of account ownership. To protect your account security and personal information, you may be asked to verify your account ownership prior to us processing your request to exercise your data privacy rights. Verification methods include being logged into your account, confirming ownership and access to the email address associated with your account, and or confirming other unique account details. Hang on a second, I gotta sneeze. Okay, better. I muted myself. Hang on. Someone in chat asking how goes the EULA? Well, they obliterate the child. They obliterate the child. They obliterate the child. And we care about your right to exercise your data privacy rights. You can unsubscribe from a newsletter. And that's about it. They obliterate the child.
Authorized agents.
You can use an authorized agent to make a request to exercise your data privacy rights. Please use the Contact Us feature in EA Help to initiate that request. If you use an authorized agent to exercise your right to deletion, access, or correction, we will require that you verify your account ownership directly with us, unless you provided your agent with a valid power of attorney consistent with California law that includes a comparable proof of account ownership. If you use an authorized agent to submit a request to opt out of the sale or sharing of your personal information for targeted marketing purposes, we will require your signed permission demonstrating that you have authorized the agent to act on your behalf. Your right to deletion. You may deactivate your EA account or delete the personal information associated with your account by using the Contact Us feature in the EA Help. If you do so, you will no longer have access to the EA games or services associated with your account. Note that EA may retain information needed to resolve disputes, enforce our user agreements, protect our legal rights, and comply with technical and legal requirements and constraints related to the security, integrity, and operation of our services. Otherwise, we will retain your personal information for as long as reasonably necessary to provide you with, create, and improve our services, and to comply with the law. We'll delete your data if you ask us to, with a proper attorney. But, no, we won't. Your right to access, or...
No.
You can access the personal information we hold about you, including the categories of personal information collected, where we collect it from, why and how we use it, and who may receive this information, including to whom it may be sold or shared, as those terms are defined under applicable law. The generally applicable details about our processing are provided in this policy. With respect to the information specific to our processing of your information, you can download a copy of your EA account information by visiting your EA account and clicking the Your EA Data tab, or by visiting this page. To receive further details, please use the Contact Us feature in EA Help. Your right to correction. Just got here really an hour and more long terms and conditions? Have you ever read through the entirety of a TOS out loud and also taken time to say anecdotes and explain what things mean? Also, this is part 1. This is just the privacy policy. We haven't even gotten to part 2. Let alone Dark Forces or the Twitch.tv TOS. Where the fuck was I? Where was I? The generally applicable details about our processing can run the policy. With respect to the information specific to our processing information, you can download a copy of your EA account info by visiting your EA account and clicking the Your EA Data tab, or by visiting this page. To receive further details, please use the Contact Us feature in EA Help. Thank you, Benadryl Cucumber, for the 35-month resub. Can I back up a section? Oh, yeah, no problem, dude.
Number 7, children! We strive to provide age-appropriate experiences for children!
Your right to correction. You can request correction of your personal information where it is inaccurate. In some cases, we may provide self-service tools, such as those on the EA account customer portal at this page, that enable you to update some of your personal information. your right to opt out or object to certain processing. You may opt out of targeted advertising or object to processing of your data based on our legitimate interests, where applicable law provides for such rights. To exercise these rights, please see further instructions or in my privacy rights portal, including the targeted advertising provided by third parties section. Cookie controls. Me when I'm playing Cookies Bustle. Woo! You're gonna clap for that joke. Thank you, Datafract, for the 10 months.
GDPR stands for Girl Do Paperwork Reading.
I'm always doing this. Thank you for the 10 months, I appreciate it. If you are in a location whose laws may require additional choice... Holy shit, who has those Cookies Bustle? Of course you have the emo Sepmal, fuck yeah! I already knew you were a big-time Cookies Bustle head. I don't know why I didn't think you would have... I don't know why I thought you wouldn't have those as your own emotes. If you're in a location whose laws may require additional choices, you can control cookies and similar technologies used on most EA sites for certain optional, functional, and advertising analytics and targeted advertising purposes via the banner that appears at the bottom of this webpage during your first visit. You can also disable some cookies, limit the types of cookies you allow, or set your browser to alert you when cookies are being sent. Please refer to guidance provided by your individual web browser if you'd like help in managing your cookie preferences.
California residents.
You have the right to opt out of the sale or sharing of your personal info by us for targeted advertising purposes. Please review the My Privacy Rights portal, including, the targeted advertising provided by third parties section, regarding this right and how to exercise it. The effect of your choice will depend on the context in which you exercise it. If you opt out of having your information shared for purposes of targeted advertising on PC and console through your EA account, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. Your choice will take effect for any PC and console games that you have logged into with your EA account. If you opt out of having your information shared for purposes of targeted advertising through one of our mobile game settings, your choice will take effect for that mobile game. If you opt out of having your information shared for purposes of web-targeted advertising through our cookies controls, your choice will take effect when visiting our websites through the browser and device on which you made that choice. They make this shit as inconvenient as possible, because they're banking on the fact that you might go, this is inconvenient. I don't want to do this. Don't let them. Global privacy control. In certain regions, we recognize an opt-out preference signal sent by your web browser, sometimes referred to as the Global Privacy Control, or GPC, as a valid request to opt out of the sale and sharing of the personal information processed via the browser you're using. In practice, this controls whether your browser loads third-party cookies on our services websites that are used for targeted advertising or may otherwise be considered a sale of personal information. We process this signal only based on browser settings, so you would need to set them separately for different browsers on the same devices and across devices. Please review the list of browsers that support GPC and associated instructions on how to enable it. GPC does not control targeted advertising in our PC, console, or mobile games and must be changed via your account or the game settings as described above. You have a right not to receive discriminatory treatment for the exercise of these privacy rights. Don't worry, we won't discriminate against you, but we will make it a little bit miserable by design to deal with. Thank you, Inverted Arrow, for the 23-month resub. Much appreciated. Number 9, third-party services. Our websites and services may contain ads or links to third-party services and sites. Our websites and services may contain advertising or links to third-party services. That's literally what it just said! Duke, you made it just in time for number 9. Such as the Facebook like button, or links to third-party websites. If you click on those links, including an advertisement, you will leave the EA service and go to the third-party service or site that you selected. If you visit a third-party website or use a third-party service, you should consult that service's or site's privacy policy, as your use of third-party sites or services is governed by their privacy policies. Number 10. Information for California residents. California law requires certain additional disclosures about how we process your personal information. I don't fucking live in California. Go read that if you live in California. Number 11. Actually, wait, hang on. Let's see. It just basically shows, like, what specific stuff they collect. Identifiers, names, usernames, stuff like that. Account login data, where, when, how you log in. Purchase information. They know you bought Pussy 4 on the EA storefront. Characteristics of protected classification under state or federal law, such as age or gender. Commercial information, your purchase history, internet or electronic network activity information, your browsing history. They know you looked at Pussy 4 on the EA storefront. Approximate course geolocation data. They know where you were on the day that you bought Pussy 4. Audio or electronic information, such as when you play our games, play certain multiplayer modes, use chat features, or participate in competitive game modes or live events. Your in-game messages. Inferences, such as consumer preferences drawn from the above. We know you would buy Pussy 5, you sucker. They know where Pussy 4 is? That's like One Piece? Yeah. 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 There's a joke I could make here, but I don't know enough about fucking One Piece yet to do it. We may also collect and disclose additional info, such as if you are the recipient of a contest or sweepstakes prize that requires tax reporting. If you participate in our competitive gaming events, we will collect identifiers associated with your government-issued documents. So if you go to, like, live events or whatever, they can get, like, your travel information. If you participate in our user experience research, we may collect financial information such as bank account, health-related information, and video footage of your gameplay, as well as your recorded image throughout the session. Which I assume is, like, if you're doing, like, a live in-person, like, fucking... what do they call it? What do they call that shit where they pull people in and it's like, alright, here's our product. What do you think about our product? What do you think about this part of our product? What do you think about this section of our product? What do you think about this texture? What do you think about... Focus group! That's it, thank you. Not a demo, not a live play, a fucking focus group. Other stuff. The following categories of info may be sold or shared. Identifiers, age or gender, purchase history, product interaction, your browsing history, etc. Where you live, when you played Pussy 4, and inferences, etc., etc. You have rights. You are Californian. Unless you're not Californian, in which case, please don't read that section. Please don't read what specifically we're collecting from you. Oh god, you don't gotta know about this unless you're Californian. Smile! Changes to our privacy policy. Do they put heart rate monitors on you for focus groups? I don't think so. And that's also why I'm kind of curious about why they mentioned we might collect health information. For a focus group. Like... Do they gotta know that my ass is asthmatic when they're, like, recording my responses to fucking Star Wars rock textures? Do they gotta? And if so, why? And if so, am I getting paid? Changes to our policy. This policy will be updated from time to time, and we will notify you of material changes. We may occasionally update this privacy policy. When we do, we will revise the last updated date at the bottom of the policy. If there are material changes to this policy, we will use reasonable efforts to notify you either by prominently posting a notice of such changes before they take effect, or by directly sending you a notification. contact us. You may contact us if you have questions about this policy. If you have questions about this policy, please use our My Privacy Rights portal to contact our data protection officer. To contact EA, including our data protection officer, you can also use the following address: Electronic Arts Incorporated, 209 Redwood Shores Parkway, Redwood City, California, 94065.
Make sure you're writing this shit down.
Electronic Arts Incorporated's representative in the European Union is Electronic Arts Ireland Limited, Parkmore West Business Park, 1, Ballybrit. I thought that said Baby Grit and I got excited. Galway, H91Y2R5, Ireland. Electronic Arts representative in the United Kingdom is Electronic Arts Limited, Onslow House, Onslow Street, Guildford, GUI 4TN, United Kingdom. Lucky number 13. Right to contact a data protection authority. You may have the right to contact your data protection authority. If you have a concern about how we collect and use information, please contact us. Ireland has extremely lax regulations for corporate trades. Ah. I see. I see. You also have the right to contact your local data protection authority if you prefer. Contact details for data protection authorities in the EEA are available here. To contact the Swiss authorities, please visit this website. To contact the UK authority, please visit this website. Where appropriate, your local data protection authority may also forward the matter to the Department of Commerce or FTC for consideration. If you have an unresolved concern over our data practices that we have not addressed satisfactorily, please contact our United States-based third-party dispute resolver provider, free of charge, here. feedbackforum.trust.com/watchdog/request. Last updated, January 11th, 2023. We have completed Part 1 of the EA EULA. We have completed the privacy policy. Part 2 begins. Electronic Arts User Agreement. You agree to these terms when you use our games or any of our services. Welcome to EA. This agreement governs your access and use of products, content, and services offered by EA and its subsidiaries, EA, such as game software and related updates, upgrades and features, and all online and mobile services, platforms, websites, and live events hosted by or associated with EA, collectively
EA Services. It's in the user agreement.
This agreement is between you and the EA entity listed in Section 13B below. I know they mean as like a legal entity, as like a governing body with regards to like court of law. The EA entity just makes me think of fucking clickbait YouTubers and TikTokers talking about like, I don't know, Poppy Playtime or whatever, Garden of Banban or whatever, like...
There is a new entity discovered in the back rooms. We all know about it. Do you know about it? It's coming. This is what we know. It works for Electronic Arts.
If you don't agree, please, don't install or use our games or services. By using EA services, you agree to these terms. If you do not agree, do not install or use the EA services. For residents of certain countries, you agree to the arbitration agreement and class action waiver described in Section 15 to resolve any disputes with EA. 17 segments. Table of contents. EA account. God, this is longer than I thought it would. We might not get to the Dark Forces EULA. And I do want to stress and specify, Star Wars Dark Forces is a video game from what? The 80s? The 90s? Something like that?
It's an old fucking DOS game. And because Disney now owns Star Wars, it now has an end-user license agreement. We might not get to it today. I might have to bump it to, like, later this week, or, like, next week or something. Because I'm starting to get a little tired, and my throat's still a little bit fucked after the fucking weather today. But we will get to it. You literally paid me money for it, so we will get to it. As soon as I feasibly can. I unfortunately decided that my week back from streaming after taking a week off to watch GDQ, where I had big reading plans, was also the week a bunch of wildfires broke out in northeastern Canada. So, thanks for understanding! And also thank you for helping me pay my bills! We're gonna do this section at the very least. We're gonna do this whole bit at the very least. And if we don't get to the rest of it, we get to it another time. Maybe I try and squeeze it in this week after Summer Games Fest, but we'll see. Fucking speaking of which, sorry, this is the segue segment. Let me play the music again. This is the segue segment. By the way, was wondering why there was weeks of smog and poor air. I have good news, by which I mean I have bad news. There's an explanation. It's wildfires. Yay. The actual good news is that in, like, the area I'm in at the very least, we're getting a bunch of rain soon, and so firefighters are saying that should help, like, controlling the blazes and stuff. Which is, good. I hope. So, fingers crossed on that. I tweeted about it. I put it on Twitter. That it was like, fuck. The weather's bad, and I woke up with a sore damn throat. And I really am getting stir-crazy. I want to go for a fucking walk. And so I, put on a fucking mask and put on, like, sunglasses to, like, help shit from getting in my eyes. And I was like, alright, I've got my inhaler with me just in case. I'll be good to go. I go out. The sky is, like, glowing a hazy yellow. There is smoke in the air that makes it look like there's fog. And this is, like, literally all just from it blowing over to my area. Like, the fires aren't happening anywhere near me. I'm fine. My direct area is fine. There is smoke, though. And so, like, it looks all foggy and hazy and misty and weird. I'm like, damn. It's fucking bad out here, huh? And then I heard the knife truck. Viewers from, a couple weeks ago by this point, when I did that one Minecraft stream and had a segue about the knife truck, which is, the truck that drives around and will sharpen your blades for you, and that has a fucking bell that drones like a fucking death knell. So Knife Truck Man was driving out today. I'm assuming they're a man. I'm sorry for gendering you, Knife Truck Man. Was I the original Knife Truck poster? No. But it's funny you mentioned that, because years later, after that post, I heard the fucking clanging and I was like, what the fuck is that? And, like, I swear it was my dad, just like,
oh yeah, that's just the knife truck.
And I'm sitting here thinking, knife truck? Literally half a second later, the synapses in my brain fire, and I go,
oh my god. Oh my god, the knife truck.
Anyhow. And I'm sitting here and thinking, okay, if it weren't for the fact that the weather is fucking bad and there's concerns about the environment because of the smoke and the fire and the things that led up to the fires happening, this would be pretty goddamn funny. I can hear the knife truck driving closer to me and clanging the bell closer and closer to me. And that's when it got fucking hilarious. Knife Truck Man, I don't know how to break it to you. I don't think people want their blades sharpened on a smog warning day. I don't think people want their blades sharpened on a day where they're calling for heavy rainfall.
Godspeed. This person got out of bed, looked outside, took a big inhale full of smoke, and just went,
It's a great day to drive the knife truck.
What the fuck was I talking about before any of this? Right, anyways, Summer Games Fest. So Summer Games Fest is this week, on Thursday. I'm not streaming it. Balp is streaming it. I assume Balp is gonna do like what he normally does, where we all just like get in a call and, talk about it, talk over it. So if you want to hear me, or if you want to hear my friends talk about Summer Games Fest, go check out Balp's stream on... When is it? Fucking Thursday? It's Thursday, right? Let's go shout out his channel. Go check him out. Balp's cool. Go check out Balp. And then, because it's, Summer Games Fest, which is basically replacing EA, there's going to be a bunch of other, shows and, not quite conferences, I guess, but like, reveals and trailers and reels and things like that. And there's, I know for a fact there's going to be like at least a couple of like indie ones would appeal to me. You've heard of this, Balp? More and more people are saying this. Many smart people are saying this. You want to be smart, don't you? You should hear about Balp. What the fuck was I talking about? Right. There's gonna be like other shows and stuff that I'm interested in. I don't really want to watch them live because I like being able to pause shit and talk about shit by pausing it. So next week at some point, I'm gonna do a stream, probably with Puz if she's available, where we just like watch some of these fucking trailer ass shows together and talk about shit. I think that'll be fun. Is that all the segues I wanted to go through? I saw the baby rabbit again today. I hope it's okay. I hope it's doing okay with the smoke. I'm drinking water. Have I talked about Segways? Fuck no, they're not sponsoring me. They're not paying me shit. Fuck them. Hate their product. Can't stand it. Hate any products. Simple as. Speaking of which, stop this music. Because now it's time for... Table of Contents. EA account. License. Content and entitlements. Availability of EA services and updates. Your UGC. Rules of conduct. Games. Terminate... Oh, that's a little loud. Sorry, Luke Skywalker's theme, I turn you down. Please enjoy the soothing sounds of Super Star Wars for the Super Nintendo. Termination and other sanctions. Use of data. Other software, utilities and tools. Third parties. Warranties, limitation of liability. General terms. Changes to this agreement. Dispute resolutions by binding arbitration. Supplemental terms for PlayStation. Supplemental terms applicable to purchases for mobile devices. Number 1. EA account. Didn't even talk about the Star Wars for the regular Nintendo? Was there a fucking Star Wars game for the NES? Hang on. I don't think there was there? There was. Yes, there was. Huh. Japan only? It says there was published in North America by Capcom for the Game Boy. No, I don't want to fucking install Git. I'm streaming. Go away. I can update Git some other time. Developed by Lucasfilm Games and Beam Software for the NES. Beam Software, now known as Chrome Studios Melbourne. Acquired by Infogrames. At some point. This is... What is this rabbit hole I'm falling into? Star Wars is an action game based on Star Wars. It was released by Victor Musical Industries for the Famicom in Japan on November 15th, 1991, and JV Musical Industries for the Nintendo Entertainment System in North America in November 1991. Oh, okay, so it did come out in North America, apparently. And in Europe on March 26th, 1992. Oh, you're thinking of the 1987 one, which it does link to at the top here. Hang on. Star Wars is a family computer video game released in 1987 by Namco and developed by Picari Games. Despite being based on the first Star Wars film, some levels are based on the later 2 Star Wars films. It is one of only 2 games in the Star Wars franchise that was released exclusively in Japan, the other being Star Wars Attack on the Death Star. This game is a side-scrolling platform game where the player controls Luke Skywalker as he travels to join the rebellion against the Empire. The game design is strongly inspired by the Master System game Alex Kidd in Miracle World. According to programmer Yoshihiro Kishimoto, the game was first announced in May of 1987, and it came with a photo of George Lucas shaking hands with Namco founder Masaya Nakamura. What? The final boss is Darth Vader transforming into a scorpion. No fucking way. No fucking way. No fucking way. The game deviates from the source material, with the aforementioned examples of Darth Vader having identical apprentices that shapeshift. So, it's maybe not Darth Vader turning into a scorpion. It's Darth Vader's identical clone apprentices that can shapeshift. Video games are fucking awesome. This is canon. This is canonical. This is canon. Anyone ever gets on your case about Star Wars canon or Star Wars Legends or whatever? Fuck it. Japan exclusive 1987 Star Wars for the Famicom is canon. Scorpion is not retconned. Scorpion happened. Scorpion happened. Scorpion Vader happened. Investigate Darth Scorpion. The Scorpion one is real. It's actually Darth Vader who turns into a scorpion. Investigate Scorpion Vader. Scorpion Vader is real. Scorpion Vader happened. You can't convince me otherwise. Darth Scorpion happened. End of episode 6. The Emperor can't stop shooting his lightning, and he's like, oh fuck, I can't stop shooting my lightning. Darth Vader stings him. Darth Vader's tail comes out and stings him, injects him with venom. Paralyzes him. Kills him. Kills him dead. Darth Vader is like, take off my mask, son. I want to see you with my eyes one last time. Luke does it. The pincers come out. Luke is dead. He loses his other arm. Hand. Whatever. Everyone knows this from the movie. Luke is also injected with venom. Star Wars is famous for being heavily inspired by samurai movies, spaghetti westerns, dramatic fantasy kung fu stories, and also the parable of the scorpion and the frog. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows about this. Everyone is always talking about this. This is known. You know this. I knows this. Don't fuck with me! You need an EA account to play most EA games. To create one, you must be at least the minimum age, and your parents must read and agree to these terms if you are a minor. EA can suspend or terminate your account if you break this agreement. You may cancel your EA account or any EA subscriptions at any time. Is this the Scorpion? Is this the Hang on. Is this the... I'm trying to click on the Scorpion, but chat keeps fucking scrolling. This is Darth Scorpion. Everyone knows him. This is what he famously looked like in the movies. Everyone remembers him. You've seen him. You've seen him. Look at how surprised Luke Skywalker is. You see that white around there? That's explicitly his eyes. It's different from the flesh tone colors. That's his massive bulging eye, staring at Darth Vader turn into a scorpion.
when Episode 5, when Luke is like, I know what you did! I know what you did! You killed my father! My father was killed by scorpions! And he's like,
No. Scorpions are your father.
no! Everyone knows this. Everyone knows about this. Everyone knows about this. We all saw it. We all saw it. It's zoomed in on the scorpion. This is what the scorpion looks like. This is what Darth Vader looks like. Darth Vader was always doing this. This is what he looked like when he was in his fucking medical ball. In his awful dome that he lived in where he could take off his clothes and just chill for a bit. That's what he looked like. Darth Vader. It's canon. You'll need an EA account to access and use many EA services, including to play online. Padme fucked a scorpion? No, he wasn't a scorpion yet. It's real simple. To create an EA account, you must have a valid email address and provide truthful and accurate information. You must be eligible to use the EA service for which you're registering and must be a resident of a country where use of EA services is permitted. What are we doing tonight? We're talking about that famous moment in Star Wars, the original trilogy, where Darth Vader turns into a scorpion. Do not fucking trick Electronic Arts. Do not play a trick on Electronic Arts. Do not play a trick on Electronic Arts or we will destroy the child again. You must be at least 13 years of age, or the minimum age in your country of residence to create an EA account. If your age is between the relevant minimum age and 18, or the age of majority where you live, you and your parent or guardian must review or agree to this agreement together. Parents and guardians are responsible for the acts of children under 18 years of age when using EA services. EA recommends that parents and guardians familiarize themselves with parental controls or on devices they provide their child. You are responsible for the activity on your EA account.
It's yours. Don't share it.
Your EA account may be suspended or terminated if someone else uses it to engage in activity that violates this agreement. If someone else wants to play an EA game, they better be fucking buying it themselves. You can't let your friend use it. You can't let your friend borrow it. That's using your account. That's a no-no. Thank you, Slagmite, for the 5-month resub. Much appreciated. You may cancel your EA account or a subscription to an EA service at any time by contacting EA's customer service department at help.ea.com. To complete your request, EA may collect fees or costs incurred if allowed by law, and any amounts owed to third-party vendors or content providers. You can cancel your account at any time.
Pay up.
Number 2. License. EA grants you access to our games and services to you for your personal enjoyment. Yippee! Oh yay, hooray! I get to enjoy EA's games! The EA services are licensed to you, not sold. EA grants you a personal, limited, non-transferable, i.e. not for sharing, revocable and non-exclusive license to use the EA services to which you have access for your non-commercial use, subject to your compliance with this agreement. Is this just an EA TOS stream? Yeah, this is the terms of service for Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which is just the default boilerplate EA terms of service. You may not access, copy, modify, or distribute any EA service, content, or entitlements, as those terms are defined below, unless expressly authorized by EA or permitted by law. You may not reverse engineer or attempt to extract or otherwise use source code or other data from EA services, unless expressly authorized by EA or permitted by law. EA or its licensors own and reserve all other rights, including all right, title, and interest in the EA services and associated intellectual property rights. I see people sometimes, causing a bit of a stink when they see, like, a thing say, like, oh yeah, we're licensing the game to you, you have, like, a license, you have, like, the right to play the video game, but you don't own it, or whatever, and, like,
I think that's understandable, given how, like, a lot of people don't really understand what, like, the intent of that is. It doesn't mean, like, oh, we're just, like, renting the game to you and can revoke it or whatever. It means they own the stuff of what the video game is. Like, they own the source code. They own the labor, and the materials that constitute the video game. You don't own that. You can't own that. You are allowed to play a copy of it. You own your copy of the video game. You don't own the rights to Pussy 4. Kind of thing. It's basically just going, buying our video game doesn't now mean you own Star Wars and can do whatever you want financially with Star Wars. There are other things in the terms of service that are a little bit, eyebrow-raising, that are unfortunately also standard, such as, you're not allowed to share this game with anyone, which is dog doo-doo ass. Like, let's be frank, that sucks big shit. But this bit specifically, I feel like whenever this comes up on a stream, I always want to talk about this, because, like, it's something I feel like people misunderstand. And, like, when there's other shit that's worth being angry about, I don't know. I feel like it's worth knowing what's actually just fucking whatever, so you don't waste your time being mad about it, kind of thing, you know? Does that make sense? Does that make any sense? I'm on Star Wars effects right now. I don't know if this makes any sense.
Jay.
Thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. Number 3. Content and entitlements. EA provides games, features, and content through a series of entitlements. Some entitlements are unlocked using virtual currency that has no value outside of our games. Hate IP, let me make my own sequel to Jedi Survival. See, that's a different issue entirely. Also an issue mired in some bullshit, but not quite what is being discussed here, I suppose. People should be allowed to make their own Darth Vader Scorpion sequel, I think. But, I mean, I'm preaching to the fucking choir here. The EA services include content and entitlements. Content is the software, technology, text, forum posts, chat posts, profiles, widgets, messages, links, emails, music, sound, graphics, pictures, video code, and all audio, visual, or other material appearing on or coming from EA services, as well as the design and appearance of our websites. Content also includes user-generated content, or UGC. UGC includes EA account personas, forum posts, profile content, and other content contributed by users to EA services. All content is either owned by EA or its licensors, or is licensed to EA and its licensors, pursuant to Section 5 below. Entitlements are rights that EA licenses to you to access or use the online or offline elements of EA services. Examples include access to digital or unlockable content, additional or enhanced functionality including multiplayer services, subscriptions, virtual assets, unlock keys or codes.
Lulu is a beautiful name for a baby girl.
Thank you for the tip, I missed what that message said. Serial codes or online authentication, in-game accomplishments, and virtual points, coins, or currencies. What the fuck did that tip say? Eula is a beautiful name for a baby girl. I disagree. Terminate the child. We terminate the child. We terminate the child. Thank you for the tip. Oh, Frankie, you did miss termination of the child. Also, howdy. Hope you're having a good day so far. We refer to these virtual points, coins, or currencies as
EA Virtual Currency.
When you obtain
EA Virtual Currency
from us or our authorized partners, you receive a personal, limited, non-assignable, non-exclusive, revocable license to access and select the entitlements that EA expressly makes available to you.
EA Virtual Currency
Has no monetary value and has no value...
Holy shit, it's the Cantina theme.
So, when I put Dark Forces on my subathon, the explicit, obvious, understood thing, if you understood the joke of what I was talking about, was that I would play Star Wars Dark Forces. Which I will. The slightly implied, but not really ever explicitly said part of that was that I kind of also wanted to play other weird Star Wars video games eventually. I kind of want to play Super Star Wars now, and maybe also see if I can track down this fucking 87 Famicom Star Wars game and fight fucking Scorpion Vader. Can we get Scorpion Vader as an emote? Let me put it this way. In the Discord? Yeah, sure. On Twitch? On Twitch, I would need 1,200 subscribers. I would need 1,200 more subscribers than I have right now to get another emote slot. So, no. Quite frankly, if there was suddenly 1,200 subscriptions worth of money in front of my face, I would rather just go, just tip me. just tip it to me directly so I get a bigger cut of it. That said, thank you, Old Ben Henderson, for the 14 months. Thank you, Male Wife, for the gift sub. Thank you, Data Fract, for the 12 gift subs. All that said, I do appreciate it, but quite frankly, I'm happy with the emote slots I have. I can shuffle things in and out if I really want to. I would rather just have direct tips. Unless you really want the emotes. Thank you, I appreciate it. Where the fuck was I? Sorry, I got so excited about the fucking Cantina Jizz Whalers that I forgot where I was in here. Where the fuck was I?
EA Virtual Currency.
Has no monetary value and has no value outside of our products and services.
EA Virtual Currency.
Cannot be sold, traded, transferred, or exchanged for cash. Thank you, Punk Rodents, for the gift sub. Again, I appreciate it. Part of me would a little bit prefer direct tips, but all the same, all support is appreciated. Thank you, Elk Turtle, for the resub. Hang on, I'll bring the Scorpion back.
Chatting. Vader Scorpion, Vader Scorpion, Vader Scorpion.
There you go. Much appreciated. Where was I? It only may be redeemed for entitlements available for the EA service.
EA Virtual Currency.
Is non-refundable, and you are not entitled to a refund for any unused
EA Virtual Currency.
Once you redeem
EA Virtual Currency
for an entitlement, that entitlement is not returnable, exchangeable, or refundable. If you live in Japan, you agree to use any
EA Virtual Currency
within 180 days from the purchase? Huh. You will provide at your own expense the equipment, internet connection, and charges required to access and use EA services. We will not give you internet access to download Star Wars. You gotta bring that shit yourself. Speaking of which, I gotta stretch my own that's not a segue at all. I'm taking a break. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. You get up and have yourself a stretch yourself. We'll be back real soon. There's a special tax in Japan if your currency in your game doesn't expire. Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, well, be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, I'm back. My sister, my wonderful, beautiful sister whom I adore, I don't want to go to a Greg's-themed wedding. Unless it's specifically at a Greg's, because then that means I get to eat Greg's. I've never eaten Greg's before. Will I say yes to Shrek? I mean, it's your fucking wedding. I can't rightly sit here and make, like, multiple conditions of how you do your own goddamn wedding. I just don't want to go to a Greg's wedding. Well, let's, get back to it. I guess I'm gonna set the Super Star Wars OST to loop because it's only, like, what, 20 minutes of music? So I hope you enjoy listening to the 20 minutes of Super Star Wars for a while. Unless you want to listen to the Dennis the Menace Super Nintendo soundtrack? Does that sound good? Question mark? Holding up like a picture of Dennis the Menace in front of an enraptured captive audience waiting for a response? Is this good? I've never listened to the soundtrack. I don't know what it fucking sounds like. Alright, well, sorry if it's bad, but also not sorry if it's the funny kind of bad. Well, it's fine. Title theme is fine.
Is Yoda here?
Yes. And let's keep reading about him. Shut the fuck up. Never mind, it's bad. Alright. You will provide at your own expense the equipment, internet connection, and charges required to access and use EA services. Number 4. Availability of EA services and updates. Our games and services may not always be available or operate on all devices. We also may make updates or changes to our games and services which might impact your use or game progress. Turn this down a little bit. This has big we have Amiga at home energy. I have really fucking good news for you, Nelson JD. You'll never fucking guess which developer and or publisher made Dennis the Menace for the Super Nintendo. You'll never fucking guess.
Oh, it's Ocean, baby.
Woo! Going to guess it's the same one that made Mr. Do for the... Did Ocean do Mr. Do for the Game Boy? I'm gonna say a message that's gonna hurt Sebmal specifically here, but I have been tempted to play a Mr. Do game. Problem is there's multiple. I'm making no promises. And I'm going back to read it. It's not your fault. How can I put this? Watching your stream last night. By the way, go follow Sebmal. Dude's great. Dude does great streams. I gotta do a shout out command. Go fucking follow him! Hurry up! Watching your stream last night was more of a, like, straw that broke the camel's back situation. Because, between, like, Jeff Gerstmann talking about Mr. Do sometimes, and another friend of mine, completely unrelated,
also talking to me about Mr. Do sometimes. This fucking clown has been a ticking time bomb in the back of my head for like a year. Maybe more. You didn't build the bomb. You were the spark. What if Electronic Arts buys the rights to Mr. Do and then I have to read the Mr. Do end user license? I have to read the Mr. Doula! Fuck. I don't want this world. Availability of EA services and updates. You just joined. Was Origin being Origin? What? Oh, are you assuming that I was going to play Jedi Survivor? No! I said this was going to be a stream about Jedi Survivor. This stream from the get-go was just gonna be the EULA for this video game. This was always the intent. There was no issue with any service or any platform because I was never planning on using any of them. I don't even own this video game. It is... How fucking much does this shit cost in Canada? Let's see. This shit is $90 Canadian before taxes on PC, where it currently runs bad, and I don't even have a computer that can run it. I'm not playing it anytime soon. I might play it someday, eventually, because I already own the first game. I got it for 75% off. I will play this game after I have bought a new computer and maybe after it has gone on sale. I'm reading a fucking EULA. This was always the plan. Stop auto-playing fucking videos! Steam keeps doing this! Whenever I open up a fucking Steam store page in a browser now, it decides, oh, you want to autoplay a video with sound now, right? No! I specifically told you not to do that, and you're doing it anyway. Does Lord of the Rings Gollum have a EULA? Oh my god. Contractually obligated to check. Lord of the Rings Gollum on Steam. No. No, it does not. Part of me does still want to play it, but Gollum has no EULA. Thought I was contractually obligated to obliterate the child? No, 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 no. Electronic Arts Incorporated is contractually obligated to obliterate the child. I got no say in the matter. I got no say in the matter. I got nothing to do with it. Please contact Electronic Arts Support with your warrant, with your legal advisor, with your lawyer, and with your account details. Because your right to exercise your rights is important to Electronic Arts. But if you don't hurry up, they're going to obliterate the child. Just joined? What do you mean obliterate the child? Please enjoy watching the VOD for this. Smile. Let us continue. Let's see. Where the fuck was I? Right, EA doesn't guarantee shit. From time to time, EA may update, change, or modify an EA service content or entitlements without notice to you. These updates and modifications may be required in order to continue to use EA services. EA may need to update or reset certain parameters to balance gameplay and usage of EA services. These updates, or
resets,
may cause you setbacks within the relevant game, and may affect characters, games, groups, or other entitlements under your control at any time. If we gotta, we might wipe the slate clean for like a multiplayer game.
EA may also take action on your EA account and entitlements without notice to you to protect you or EA, such as preventing unauthorized access, resetting EA account passwords, suspending EA account access, deleting data, or removing EA accounts from EA services. Your availability to EA services may also be affected in response to actual or suspected rules of conduct violations, as further described in Section 6.
Number 5. Your UGC.
You allow EA and our players to use anything you upload or create, UGC, for free within our games and services. You are responsible for your UGC. It must be your own content or content you're allowed to use. You are responsible for your UGC. You may not upload UGC that infringes a third party's intellectual property rights or that violates the law, this agreement, or a third party's right of privacy or right of publicity. EA may, in its sole discretion, remove, edit, or disable UGC for any reason, including if EA reasonably determines that UGC violates this agreement. EA does not assume any responsibility or liability for UGC for removing it, or not removing it, or other content. EA does not pre-screen all UGC and does not endorse or approve any UGC available on EA services. When you contribute UGC, you grant to EA, its licensors, and its licensees a non-exclusive, perpetual, transferable, worldwide, sub-licensable license to use, host, store, reproduce, modify, create derivative works, publicly perform, publicly display, or otherwise transmit and communicate the UGC, or any portion of it, in any manner or form and in any medium or form, whether now known or later devised without notice, payment, or attribution of any kind to you or any third party. You also grant to all other users who can access and use your UGC on an EA service the right to use, copy, modify, display, perform, create derivative works from, and otherwise communicate and distribute your UGC on or through the relevant EA service without further notice, attribution, or compensation to you. Number 6. Rules of conduct. We want you to have a good time playing our games. So we expect you, like all players, to respect EA! Our employees and representatives, as well as your fellow players. This means, for example,
Obey the law.
don't cheat, don't be offensive, don't hack our software, don't spam or bot, don't lie to EA or our players. Don't lie to EA or our players reads like some fucking "we're gamers, that means you can never fuck with us" type of tweet to me. This doesn't sound like your kind of game, given that you want to have a bad time. I have really good news for you, Twitch user Abyss. Valve has just invented a brand new thing. It's called Dota 2. Check it out. Those are the highlights. Read the full list of what not to do in the rules of conduct.
When you access or use an EA service, you agree that you will not
Violate any law. If you play an EA game, you implicitly promise you will never break the law. Interfere with or disrupt any EA service or any server or network used to support or provide an EA service, including any hacking or cracking into an EA service. Use any software or program that damages, interferes with, or disrupts an EA service or another's computer or property, such as denial of service attacks, spamming, hacking, or uploading computer viruses, worms, Trojan horses, cancel bots, spyware, corrupted files, and time bombs. Interfere with or disrupt another player's use of an EA service. This includes disrupting the normal flow of gameplay, chat, or dialogue within an EA service by, for example, using vulgar or harassing language, being abusive, excessive shouting, all caps, spamming, flooding, or hitting the return key repeatedly. Hitting the return key repeatedly? Just hitting enter? Not even sending anything? What's the scenario where that causes a problem? What? I get the gist of the rest of it. What about that one specifically? You're doing it right now?
Mods. Ban this sick freak!
Harass, threaten, bully, embarrass, spam, or do anything else to another player or any EA employee or representative that is unwanted, such as repeatedly sending unwanted messages or making personal attacks or statements about race, sexual orientation, religion, heritage, etc. Hate speech is not tolerated. We won't tolerate any unwanted conduct against any EA employee and representative because of their affiliation with EA, in EA services, or anywhere else. Oh, yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense from just, like, sending single characters and slamming enter repeatedly kind of thing. That's just spamming, though. They already covered spamming. Who goddamn knows? Question mark. Contribute UGC or organize or participate in any activity, group, or guild that is inappropriate, abusive, harassing, profane, threatening, hateful, offensive, vulgar, obscene, sexually explicit, defamatory, infringing, invades another's privacy, or is otherwise reasonably objectable. Publish, post, upload, or distribute UGC or content that is illegal, or that you don't have permission to freely distribute. Publish, post, upload, or distribute any content, such as a topic, name, screen name, avatar, persona, or other material or information that EA, acting reasonably and objectively, determines is inappropriate, abusive, hateful, harassing, profane, defamatory, threatening, obscene, sexually explicit, infringing, privacy invasive, vulgar, offensive, indecent, or unlawful. Remember that EA is always reasonable and always objective. Smile. Post a message for any purpose. Impersonate another person or falsely imply that you are an EA employee or representative. Improperly use in-game support or complaint buttons to make false reports to EA staff. Attempt to obtain or fish for a password, account info, or other private info from anyone else on EA services. Make use of any payment methods or refund systems to access, purchase, or refund EA services for
Fraudulent purposes.
or without permission of the authorized owner, or otherwise concerning a criminal offense or other unlawful activity. Use any robot, spider, or other automated device or process to access EA services for any purpose, such as scraping data, abuse EA services, account creation, or copying material. You know, I don't often hear the term spider in the context of, like, data crawling. Now I'm just sitting here and thinking, I've usually heard the term shark, but that was basically just from one, like, teacher at my college. And so now I'm wondering if that's just slang that she made up. Because she was thinking about, like, Wireshark or something. Huh. Anyways, don't blast them with spiders. Don't shoot spiders at EA's dick. Do not engage them in story of spiders. Don't do it. Modify any file or any other part of the EA service that EA does not specifically authorize you to modify. Shark rules? Yeah, shark is a cool fucking term for something like that, even if spider is, like, the old archaic but actually known one. Man, the era of goddamn web crawlers. I don't even know if that was an era I was alive for, considering, like, the years when I was able to actually use computers on the internet and stuff, but, like... Man, it's a cool fucking name, isn't it? Where was I? Right. Use or distribute unauthorized software programs or tools such as auto, macro, hack, or cheat software, or use exploits, bugs, or problems in an EA service to gain unfair advantage. Don't fucking wave dash in a driving game. You'll get arrested. Engage or assist in cheating or other anti-competitive behavior such as boosting, collusion, and match or matchmaking manipulation. Use or distribute counterfeit software or EA content, including
EA virtual currency.
Did the music just stop? No. Cool. Okay. We get more Dennis the Menace for now. For now. So this game is a single-player game? See, this isn't a EULA specifically for Jedi Survivor. This is the boilerplate EULA for all EA games. All of them. And so they have to cover all their bases. They have to assume that a game might have online features, and if it does, don't do this. Because otherwise someone might go, well, you didn't specify this, and so for this game that only has this online feature, I thought I could definitely get away with hacking it, kind of thing. Which, like, won't hold up in a court of law, but someone will use it as precedent. You know? Someone absolutely fucking will. People love looking for goddamn loopholes and things. Alright, Dennis the Menace is fucking over. I do need to specify, at the end of this video, the branding of the channel does say, the Cartridge Twins, because without video games, things do not seem to go as well. ... What did they mean by this? Anyways, it's more Super Star Wars. True. Sell, buy, share, trade, or otherwise transfer or offer to transfer your EA account, any personal access to EA services or any EA content associated with your account, including EA virtual currency, and other entitlements either within an EA service or on a third-party website or in connection with any out-of-game transaction, unless expressly authorized by EA. Don't sell your account. Use an EA service in a country in which EA is prohibited from offering such services under applicable export control laws. I guess this previous one specifically isn't just, don't sell your account, it's also don't do real money transactions, unless EA says it's cool. If an EA service requires you to create a username or a persona to represent yourself in-game and online, you should not use your real name, and may not use a username or persona that is used by someone else or that EA determines is vulgar or offensive or violates someone else's rights. You can't pretend to be Dr. Disrespect on an EA service, and you can't use his full legal name either. Engage in any other activity that significantly disturbs the peaceful, fair, and respectful gaming environment of an EA service.
Right, because I think of an online game made by EA, and the first thing I think of is peaceful, fair, and respectful. Awesome!
Use information about users publicly available in any EA service, for instance on a leaderboard, for any purpose unrelated to the service, including to attempt to identify such users in the real world. Promote, encourage, or take part in any prohibited activity described above. To enforce these rules, we may monitor your activity and remove any UGC. If you don't follow these rules, we may warn you, suspend you, ban you permanently, or place other restrictions on your EA account, games, or related services. If you or someone using your EA account... I don't know why I read this and my brain immediately goes,
if you or someone using your EA account has asbestos poisoning or health problems related to asbestos.
Violates these rules and fails to remedy this violation after a warning, EA may take action against you, including revoking access to certain or all EA services, content, or entitlements, or terminating your EA account as described in Section 8. In case of severe violations, EA may take these actions without issuing a prior warning. Some examples of severe violations include but are not limited to promoting, encouraging, or engaging in hacking, selling EA accounts or entitlements, including virtual currencies and items, without EA's permission, extreme harassment, or threatening illegal activities. When practical, EA will notify you of the actions it will take in response to violations of these rules or a breach of this agreement. Specific EA services may post additional rules that apply to your conduct on these services. If you encounter another user who is violating any of these rules, please report this activity to EA using the help or report abuse functions in the relevant EA service if available, or contact customer support at help.ea.com. We already hit the Twitch TOS. I mean, as a goal, we're not reading it, but
we hit the goal for it. I'm probably going to be reading that another day because we're reaching the midway point of part 2 of Jedi Survivor, and I am starting to get fucking exhausted. My throat is hurting. I underestimated how much the smoke has fucked me. But we persevere. We press on. I will simply get to the things people have paid for soon, rather than tonight. I thank you for understanding. EA Games is terminating me. They're turning me back into a baby. Imminent, no fucking doubt about it. You have to defeat Darth Scorpion before it's too late. I also did tell friends I'd be playing a game with them tonight. Like in an hour or two, so also I do have like a hard cutoff for that.
I gotta be fucking gaming!
That's how you feel after 1 hour of streaming and you're breathing fine? Oh no. I have been told strange amounts of stamina when it comes to doing long streams where I just fucking read. It's my ability. It's my charm point. Where the fuck was I? Star Wars. Episode 4. A New Hope. EA may, in its discretion, monitor or record online activity or content on EA services, and may remove any content from any EA service at its discretion. Remember that your communication and your user-generated content in an EA service are public and will be seen by others. Your use of EA services is subject to EA's privacy and cookie policy at privacy.ea.com, which is incorporated by reference into this agreement. Number 7. Games. EA's got games. Have you heard about this? I don't think anyone's heard about this. You have no idea what's going on. Have you never seen an end-user license agreement before? Have you never seen a legal document before? Have you never seen words on your screen? Were you just born? Were you just now brought into this world? Are you not going to survive the coming winter? What's wrong? What if I wrote a EULA for my stream? I did. That's the chat rules. That's the license agreement that you swear to abide by when you use my chat room. And if you do not abide by the rules or do not agree to abide by the rules, then your access to the chat room is revoked. If you do not agree to the terms and conditions laid out in end user license agreement, then sword. It's that simple. This section applies to our games, in particular PC games, and EA-owned game platforms like the EA app or Origin. This section applies to EA's games and game subscriptions.
EA Games. Challenge everything.
Including EA games that run on a personal computer.
EA PC Games.
Challenge PC everything. And the EA-owned client application and related services that distributes EA PC games.
The EA app.
Challenge applications. Currently, origin.com/en-us/about.
Hey!
Technical and content protective measures. We use specific security software to combat piracy and cheating, and tampering with it can result in losing access to our games. EA utilizes technical or content protection measures developed by EA or third-party partners for EA services in order to prevent piracy and the unauthorized copying or use of EA games. Attempting to circumvent, disable, or tamper with these measures shall terminate this license.
B.
EA app. To play our PC games, you may need to install our PC distribution platform software. We may automatically update the software. We provide instructions so you can uninstall our games and software. To play EA PC games, EA may require you to install and use the EA App Client application or successor application. Again, when they say may in this, 99% of the time they mean will. An EA account, your acceptance of this agreement, and an internet connection are required for the EA app to authenticate and verify your license to the EA PC game.
otherwise known as authenticate or authentication. To access and use EA services associated with an EA PC game, you may first need to register with the serial code enclosed with an EA PC game. The serial code provided with the EA PC game this is just turning into a slew of fucking letters that make my brain turn off. Will be verified during authentication. Authentication is limited to one EA account per serial code, which means the EA PC... If they make me read EA PC game one more time, I'm gonna forget everything I know. Is not transferable. You may only launch and access an EA PC...
This is cool and fun.
I forgot how to breathe.
Thank you, Witchy Win, for the resub. You may only launch and access an EA PC game on no more than 5 unique machines in any rolling 24-hour period. You're allowed to access your game on other computers, but it can't be more than 5 computers in like a span of 24 hours, because that might be sharing a video game, and that's not allowed. The EA app and EA PC games may download and install updates, upgrades, and additional features. You agree that EA has no obligation to support previous versions of the EA app upon the availability of an update, upgrade, and/or implementation of additional features. EA may provide you with the option to download, install, and use an alpha or beta version of the EA app under these same terms. Instructions to uninstall the EA app client can be found on EA's help website. You may uninstall EA PC games at any time using the EA app interface and deleting any remaining locally saved files.
Punkbuster
May remain on your computer after uninstall. To uninstall
Punkbuster,
run the executable at the link below. Monitoring and anti-cheat measures. EA installs software to detect cheating or hacking. These programs send data on your computer to EA. EA utilizes technologies to detect and prevent cheating in the use of EA services, in particular EA games. That sounds kind of cool. What, Punkbuster? Punkbuster is like... It's like an old fucking anti-cheat service, isn't it? Like, I've been hearing that name, I want to say, since like late 90s, early 2000s. Or at least in references to games from late 90s, early 2000s. Like, Punkbuster's fucking old, isn't it? Where the fuck was I? Right. EA puts on spyware so that I can make sure you're not cheating. When you launch an online-capable game, these technologies may activate using kernel, admin, or user privileges and monitor your gameplay and device's RAM, processes, communications, and file storage for the purposes of detecting violations of and enforcing the Code of Conduct in Section 6, including the use of unauthorized third-party programs. An unauthorized third-party program is a third-party program or file such as add-on, mod, hack, trainer, or cheat. Notice how they don't specify add-ins. That EA believes 1. Enables or facilitates cheating of any type, 2. Allows users to modify or hack the game interface, environment, and/or experience in any way not expressly authorized by EA, or 3. Intercepts, mines, or otherwise collects information from or through the game. EA may collect relevant information needed for our investigation and enforcement purposes, such as your account information, details related to an unauthorized third-party program, any EA PC game files that were modified, and times cheating was detected. We also may terminate your license in your EA account if we determine you have been cheating. When you exit an online-capable game, these anti-cheat technologies will be deactivated. Punkbuster's 23. Yeah, I knew it was old. First game in which Punkbuster was integrated was id Software's Return to Castle Wolfenstein? My fucking god. Wild. 8. Termination and other sanctions. If you break this agreement, or the law, EA may suspend or terminate the child. Terminate your use of our games and services without refunds. If we decide to shut down a game or service, we will tell you at least 30 games in advance. This agreement is effective until terminated by you or EA. EA may terminate your access and use of any EA services of your EA account if EA determines that you have violated this agreement or that there has been otherwise unlawful, improper, or fraudulent use of EA services on your account. When practical, EA will notify you of the termination.
When practical.
6 studios who develop Return to Castle Wolfenstein, like, together or independently? I realize asking that question doesn't really make a lot of sense, as in, like, there are 6 versions of Return to Castle Wolfenstein, or as in, like, 6 different teams work together on it kind of thing. You may use your username and you may lose your username and persona as a result of an EA account termination. 6 teams at various stages of development? Huh, neat. I'm learning about Return to Castle Wolfenstein today. Bet you didn't bet on that when this stream started. Well, now you know. If you have more than one EA account, depending on the type of violation or misuse, EA may terminate all of your accounts and all related entitlements. If your account is terminated, you will not have access to your EA account or entitlements and may be barred from accessing or using any EA service again. Upon termination, your license under this agreement also shall terminate. Yeah, I've never played any of the fucking Wolfenstein games, now that I think about it. Which is kind of wild. Especially considering how, like, I had, like, uncles, well, I guess uncle, singular. Well, no, it was multiple, that were into, like, especially older PC games. Well, they weren't terribly old at the time. They were like, well, I mean, I guess games from the 80s and 90s were at least a little bit old by the time of the 2000s, but point fucking being. I had hookups. I'm surprised none of them ever hooked me up with Wolfenstein. Like, you Oscar that for that resub. Much appreciated. Where were we? Instead of termination and prior to any termination, EA may issue you a warning, suspend or alter your access to a particular service or to your account, remove or revoke entitlements at an account or device level, remove or delete any content which is in violation with this agreement, or ban your device or machine from accessing specific EA services. If EA takes any action described in this section, you will not be entitled to a refund, subject to any statutory refund rights, and no entitlements will be credited to you or converted to cash or other forms of reimbursement. EA may terminate any service at any time, I gotta keep going, by giving at least 30 days notice, either via email if available, within the affected service, or on the service update pages of EA's website. After online service termination, no software updates will be applied to our games, and we can't guarantee our games will continue to function on newer or updated operating systems or be available for download via application distribution services such as the App Store and the Google Play Store. Any games available via such application distribution services after online service termination may be removed without further notice to you. If you believe that any action has been taken against your account or device in error, please contact customer support. If you terminate this agreement, you agree to cease all use of EA services. Sections 5, 8 to 9, 11 to 15 of this agreement survive termination of this agreement, even if you are no longer agreeing to this agreement, even if you are no longer using EA services, you are still contractually bound to these parts, no matter what. Smile. Because that mostly has to do with, like, if you have committed a felony, or if we have your data, then you can't just go, no I didn't, or no you don't. Number 9. Use of data. EA collects various information when you play our games, even offline, to operate our business, improve our products and services, enforce our rules, and communicate with you. We encourage you to read EA's privacy and cookie policy at privacy.ea.com. Well, if you want to read the privacy policy, you should go rewatch the fucking VOD. Go watch it from the start. It's where I talk about it. Fuck it. There's not gonna be anything new here. Number 10. Other software, utilities, and tools. If we update our games, you may need new software to keep playing our games. EA services may require or allow you to download software, updates, or patches, or other utilities and tools from EA or its licensors onto your computer, entertainment system, or device. We will allow you to download the game. We will allow you to update the game. We will allow you to download Microsoft's fucking DirectX redistributable. You are allowed. These technologies may be different across platforms, and the performance of EA services may vary depending on your computer and other equipment. You understand that certain updates to these technologies may be required in order to continue use of an EA services. Of a EA services, singular, plural? You gotta update your fucking EULA. Some of these updates may contain locked features or content that require you to pay an additional fee to access them. You consent to EA automatically installing any available updates for EA services. Failure to install available updates may render EA services, including EA PC games, unplayable. Medibot, I wish that was the fucking cookie policy. I literally, reading the fucking privacy policy earlier, kept reading the word cookie so goddamn much that I wanted to eat a delicious cookie, and you will be horrified to learn what my home is currently bereft of. On the plus side, I did find a delicious brownie. I did enjoy a delicious brownie. So, maybe things are okay. Number 11. Third parties. You are responsible for your use of game servers and services not owned by EA. You are responsible. Some EA services may give you the option of playing on servers not owned or controlled by EA. EA does not control those services and is not responsible for your use of the EA service on or through them. These third-party services may subject you to additional or different terms and restrictions. Sorry, I'm trying to drink a little bit more water. I've been talking a lot, not enough drinking. EA services may include hyperlinks to third-party websites. Those sites may collect data or solicit personal information from you. EA does not control those sites and is not responsible for their content, or for their collection, use, or disclosure of personal information. Number 12. Warranties, limitation of liability. EA does not make any promises about our software, but the local law in your country may include certain warranties. The damages you can recover for legal claims are limited. Gotta get the pipes warmed up for this bit.
If you live in the European Economic Area, United Kingdom, or Switzerland, the EA services will be provided with reasonable care and skill, and no other promises or warranties about the EA services are made. If you live outside the EEA, United Kingdom, and Switzerland, EA services are licensed and provided as is. You use them at your own risk. To the full extent permitted under applicable law, EA gives no express, implied, or statutory warranties, including implied warranties of merchantability, satisfactory quality, fitness for a particular purpose, fitness dick in your hard drive, laugh, non-infringement of third-party rights, and warranties arising from a course of dealing, usage, or practice. EA does not warrant against interference with your enjoyment of the product or EA service. That the EA service will meet your requirements. That operation of the EA service will be uninterrupted or free from errors, bugs, corruption, loss, interference, hacking, or viruses. Or that EA services will interoperate or be compatible with any other software. EA does not warrant or guarantee any third-party product or service offered via the EA App Store. See this link for more information on statutory warranty and other statutory consumer rights in your territory, and this link for rights available to Australian consumers. If you live in the EEA, United Kingdom, or Switzerland, EA and its employees, licensors, and business partners will not be liable to you for any losses or damages arising from your actions or breach of this agreement, or which arise as a result of a third party's or any other acts or omissions beyond our control. If you live outside the EEA, United Kingdom, and Switzerland, To the full extent permitted by applicable law, EA and its employees, licensors, and business partners shall not be liable to you for any losses that were not caused by EA's breach of this agreement, or indirect, incidental, consequential, punitive, or special damages. The types of excluded damages include, for example, financial loss such as loss of income or profits, cost of substitute goods or services, business interruption or stoppage, loss of data, loss of goodwill, and computer failure or malfunction. This limitation applies to any claim arising out of or related to this license or EA service, whether based in contract, tort, statute, strict liability, or otherwise. It also applies even if EA knew or should have known about the possibility of such damage. You may recover only direct damages in any amount no greater than what you actually paid for the applicable EA service. EA does not limit its liability for fraud, gross negligence, willful misconduct, or for death or personal injury. Some jurisdictions do not allow the above exclusions and limitations, so some or all of them may not apply to you.
If you purchased a physical copy of an EA service from a physical retail store in the United States, and you do not agree to the terms of this agreement and have not installed or used the EA service, you may return it for a refund or exchange within 30 days from the date of purchase to the original place of purchase by following the instructions for return available at https://warrantyinfo.ea.com. Number 13. General terms. A. Entire agreement. This agreement can be changed only in writing signed by EA. I'm normal now. This agreement, together with any other EA terms that govern your use of EA services, constitutes the entire agreement between you and EA. The agreement may not be amended or modified unless made in writing and signed by EA. The failure of EA to exercise any right under this agreement shall not constitute a waiver of the right or any other right. If any parts of this agreement is held to be unenforceable, all other parts of the agreement shall continue in full force and effect. If any single part of this is put in a court of law and they go, no, you can't just tell people that this is true and they have to follow this. That doesn't mean the rest of it is also bunk. B. Governing law. If you live in the United States, Canada, or Japan, this agreement is between you and Electronic Arts Incorporated. If you live in any other country, this agreement is... Agreement?
If you live in any other country, this agreement is between you and EA Swiss Sol. If you live in the EA United Kingdom, Switzerland, Brazil, Hong Kong, Mexico, or Russia, this agreement is between you and EA Swiss Sol.
I can't keep fucking doing this. A company registered in the Geneva Company's... Star Wars! Episode 5. The Empire Strikes Back. If you live in the EEA, United Kingdom, Switzerland, Brazil, Hong Kong, Mexico, or Russia, 1. This agreement is between you and EA Swiss Sarl, a company registered in the Geneva Companies Registry with company registration number CH-660-2328005-8 and with offices at 8 Place de Malal, 1204, Geneva, Switzerland. 2. The laws of your country of residence govern this agreement and your use of EA services. And 3. You expressly agree that exclusive jurisdiction for any claim or action arising out of or relating to this agreement or EA services shall be the courts of your country of residence. If you looked at the terms of service on the Homestar Runner site, Homestar would show up after 2 minutes and yell boring. That's awesome. If you live in the Republic of Korea, 1. This agreement is between you and EA Swiss Sarl, etc., etc. 2. The laws of Korea, excluding its conflicts of law rules, govern this agreement and your use of EA services. And 3. You expressly agree that exclusive jurisdiction for any claim or action arising out of or relating to this agreement or EA services shall be the courts of Korea. If you live in the United States, Canada, or Japan, 1. This agreement is between you and Electronic Arts Inc., 209 Redwood Shores Parkway, Redwood City, California, 94065 USA. 2. The laws of the states of California, excluding its conflict of law rules, govern this agreement and your use of EA services. And 3. You expressly agree that for claims and disputes not subject to the arbitration agreement below, exclusive jurisdiction for any claim or action arising out of or relating to this agreement or EA service shall be the federal or state courts that govern San Mateo County, California, and you expressly consent to the exercise of personal jurisdiction of such courts. If you live in any other country, this agreement is between you and EA, Swiss Sarl, etc., etc. 2. The laws of the state of California, excluding a conflict of law rules, govern this agreement and your use of EA services. And 3. You expressly agree that for claims and disputes not subject to the arbitration agreement below, exclusive jurisdiction for any claim or action arising out of or relating to the agreement or EA service shall be the federal or state courts that govern San Mateo County, California. Excuse me, and you expressly consent to the exercise of personal jurisdiction of such courts. The UN Convention of Contracts for the International Sale of Goods, Vienna 1980, shall not apply to this agreement or to any dispute arising out of or relating to this agreement. I don't know what this is specifically, so I can't say anything meaningful or useful about it, but something about, hey, here's a United Nations Convention. It's not applicable. Scares me a little. C. Export. You must follow all export laws, and you agree you are not a prohibited person under export laws. You agree to follow US and other export control laws and agree not to transfer an EA service into a foreign national or national destination that is prohibited by such laws. You also acknowledge you are not a person. 14. Changes to this agreement. This agreement can be updated by EA at any... I should actually read what that says. You also acknowledge you are not a person with whom EA is prohibited from doing business under these export control laws. There you go. That's what it actually is. Changes to this agreement. I figured for the sake of people that aren't maybe actually reading along at home, I should read what the actual thing said. Are you buying Star Wars?
Dehumanize yourself and face to the bloodshed.
Changes to this agreement. This agreement can be updated by EA at any time. If you do not agree to certain meaningful changes, you may not be able to play our games. EA may modify this agreement from time to time, so please review it frequently. Please, make sure you look at the EULA every couple of days. For EA players who accepted a previous version of this agreement, this revisions will become effective 30 days after posting at terms.ea.com. Your continued use of EA services means you accept these changes. Once you accept a version of this agreement, we will not enforce future material changes without your express agreement to them. If you are asked to accept material changes to this agreement and you decline to do so, you may not be able to continue to use the EA service provided.
Every morning I wake up and open Palm Slam an end-user license agreement into the computer browser. It's Chronicles of Riddick!
Number 15. Dispute resolution by binding arbitration. This section only applies if you live outside of Quebec, Russia, Switzerland, Brazil, Mexico, the member states of the EEA, United Kingdom, and the Republic of Korea. If you have a dispute, you agree to send details in writing to EA and then arbitrate. You agree that any claim you bring against EA is in your individual capacity and not as a class member, class representative, or as a part of a class action. Good news, I do not live outside of Quebec. I have the speedrun tech for this EULA. I can skip section 15. I don't have to read this. All you fuckers that live in the United States, all you real pieces of shit that live in any other part of Canada, I don't know why I'm being so mean. It's not like I like Quebec. I would like to formally apologize for being mean as a joke. Anyways, you gotta read this shit on your own. Wow, goddamn, that's long, huh? Good thing I don't gotta read it. Number 16. Supplemental terms for PlayStation. I don't have a fucking PlayStation. Number 17. Supplemental terms applicable to purchases for mobile devices. Additional terms apply to mobile device purchases. I don't have a fucking phone that can run whatever the hell EA is putting on mobile devices. Last updated, November 7th, 2022. And so ends the Star Wars Jedi Survivor and user license agreements. I am going to say now, I'm not going to read the Star Wars Dark Forces Eula, because, and I guess this will be a sneak peek for the stream where I do read it, which will be, if not this week, then next week. I'm committing to that. But as a little sneak peek for all of you that sat through right to the end of this, it just links me to the Walt Disney terms of use for Canada, which is quite long. Which is quite long. And that'll be the Dark Forces Eula. Something that's also quite long is the Twitch terms of service. Hopefully when I do get around to reading these ones, we'll be on a day where the weather and the world and the environment is not actively trying to kill my lungs and throat. That would be nice. That would be nice. But, we'll wait and see, I suppose. Because I'm gonna do it. Tomorrow is Dracula. Tomorrow we're reading Dracula. Tomorrow's a couple more chapters of Dracula. We'll see how many I'm able to read, given how, my throat and lungs are feeling. I will say, I'm not feeling noticeably worse than I was earlier for having done this stream. So I'm confident that we can get in a couple hours tomorrow. Unless somehow things are worse here tomorrow. But, I feel like we'll be alright. I feel like we'll be okay. I do want to read more Dracula, so I'm gonna make it work. Even if it's only for a little bit. We'll see. We do have fan art of a stream where I read a fucking Eula. Which is awesome. I will say. It's pretty fucking good. Let's open that up. No, that's the Eula. We're done looking at that. Let's open up the fucking Discord. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised, given how this is a thing that I do, and so people like to make fan art for the things I do, considering how this is a recurring thing I do, but it is fucking funny every goddamn time. Here's one from Elk Turtle, talking about the knife truck. You don't get fan art of Eulas anywhere else? I don't know if that's a statement I want to hard commit to and agree with, but it's one that I feel is basically right. This is fucking awesome. Thank you. This is great. This one here from Vivian X, which I did see when I went up for my break, and I need you to know I almost choked laughing at this. Really fucking good bit. Thank you so much. Big fan. Big fucking fan of this one. Another one from Elk Turtle.
She will never do a Eula stream.
Awesome. Thank you for turning me into the Cereal Man meme. Much appreciated. And this one here from Phantom Miles.
Terminate the child! We will terminate the child. We will terminate the child. We will terminate the child. We will terminate the child.
That's my fucking stream. Did you like it? Did you? Oh, I'm feeling it tonight, folks. I'm fucking feeling it. So stream schedule for the rest of the week. I suppose we can talk about it while we're here. Tomorrow is Dracula. Tomorrow I read a dram Dracula. You know what I goddamn mean. Dram Stoker's Bacula, Scott Bakula, slamming in the back of his Dracula, etc., etc. We're gonna read that. We're gonna get the continuing story of Mina Harker, having bisexual sloppy makeout sections with Lucy, while they both worry about Mina's husband-to-be, who's getting it bad in Transylvania, frankly. And that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. After that is Thursday. Thursday, I might try and squeeze in a Eula reading if I have the time and energy for it, but you'll probably see me on Belt Stream. We'll be checking out a Summer Games Fest, and that'll be a fun time. Friday, unless, like, work stuff comes up for Puzz, which it might, but it also might not. Unless work stuff comes up, I'll update y'all on how that is. What's it fucking called? Yakuza 0. I was sitting here like, what's it called? Fallout 0? No. Yakuza 0. Saturday, we're probably finishing Super Lesbian Animal RPG. And Sunday is more Layton. When are we Pig? I need to message you about that. I keep fucking forgetting to message you about scheduling a date for Pig. Probably either this month or next month. Unsure about exact date. I'll like literally text you after stream. Sometime next week, I'll be looking at fucking trailers. We got trailers coming out for Summer Games Fest stuff. I'm gonna compile things that look neat to me. Maybe Puzz will be there if she's available. We'll watch VODs of things and be able to pause and be like, hey, this looks cool, let's talk about this, kind of thing. I like doing those. I like the format where I can actually just fucking pause and talk about stuff and not watch it live. So, that'll probably be next week after, you know, some things have had the chance to air. Yeah, Guerrilla Collective, I almost said Corrective. Guerrilla Collective is one of the ones that I want to take a look at and showcase and stuff, so that'll be fun. New Anton Blast trailer is very exciting. Y'all, I'm so fucking hungry for Anton. I'm so fucking hungry for Anton Blast. Oh, fuck. I can't fucking wait. And then other stuff next week, which will be whatever it is whenever it happens. But that's basically it. For stream. Who the fuck can we raid? Who's live we can raid them? Who's streaming? Who living? Who fucking... Who's... Who live? Who playing? Who are playing with their games? Is Mike live? Is Mike live? Hang on. Hang on. Is Mike live? Show me the fucking streams. Don't play alerts at me. I don't see Mike live. You're lying to me. Different Mike? What other Mike? I only know of one Mike. What streams? I'm not gonna raid some random dude I don't know. Sorry. Star Wars playing. 5. Oh, you know, Mike. Oh
Oh, Devon's live. Devon's live right now. We can raid Devon. Let's do that. Let's do that. We fucking raid channel, Devon. Devon streams are intended for audiences 18 and up, so no fucking kids. Get out of here. There's that raid getting going. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the support tonight. Sorry my body is exploding and I couldn't do the other two things I wanted to do tonight. We'll do them soon. If not this week, then next week. Thanks for tips and subs. Thanks for raids. Thanks for stopping on by. Thanks for fan art. Thanks for listening to me talk about a fucking terms of service document for a couple hours. Lord knows I like doing it. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves and taking care of the folks around you. I hope we see you again soon. The stream is over.